Ushman. Ushman Matthew. Matthew Ushman. Do I look skinnier? Matt, I'm gonna hit you up right now. Wait, whoa. Are we on Homebrew for Life? Did we mess up? Did I screw up again? COVID-19. Is that what this video is called? No. Let's kill that. All right, Matthew. What's going on, man? Okay. Our live. I spell live. Is that with a V or an F? Ugh. Starting a little bit early tonight. It's 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. Cheers to everybody. I haven't had a drink in 11 days. I was talking to Trent last night. I thought it was 8 days. It's been 11 days. We're doing a little bit of tea right now. What up, Lex Steele? What up, you brunch? Cheers. We're pulling Matt right now. Hold on. I'm coming for you, Matt. I'm coming for you, sweet boy. What up, G60? What up, Darren Blackwood? What's up, everybody? Mildly cool dad. Brew BBQ. I'm feeling much better. We're back to real life. How's everybody doing, man? Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. Let us know what you're drinking. Let us know what you're fermenting. And I'm going to crack a beer here in a second. I forgot what beer tasted like. I'm starting to go crazy. Shit's starting to get weird. What up, Apartment Steve? In the Hizu. All right, Matt, I'm pulling you in, Barrage. We're going to go something like... All right. Window capture. Not ClaytonGarred. Ushman. Matthew Ushman.
Hey, what's going on?
How are you, Barrage? There he is. Looking good, man. Freak yeah. Good job on that last video, man. I think that short-circuited... I'm sorry. Elementary Brian might have the same thing as you.
Oh, really? The tapless thing?
Yeah, that thing's cool. Well, you tell me. Is that thing cool?
It's pretty sweet.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm actually looking at trying to build my own keg scale, so it will actually show how many ounces are left of the keg.
That's awesome. So, that's what some of the restaurants have nearby.
Yeah, it'll be pretty sweet.
Let me move this down a little bit, man. Dude, I'm 11 days sober, man. Shit is weird.
Jeez.
I know.
How are you doing that to yourself, man?
I got COVID, and I was like, you know what? Let's just keep it going. But I feel good. I think I'm gonna go out tonight. The barrages are all here. I don't know why the chat isn't working. Let's go to chat box. See if that pops up.
Apartment said I need to be turned up.
You need to be turned up? I can turn you up on my end too.
Okay.
Thanks, Steve. Much love, Steve. Chat should be showing up right here. Volume up on Matt. Got it.
I got COVID too, man. It's no joke. We got hit hard over here.
I feel like everybody has COVID right now. What up, Gnome? Is Gnome ready? We're going to get Gnome in here too. And I got both these guys' links to their YouTube channels. They've been on a good grind. They deserve it. We're going to do an NBC here in a second. This one's for Lex Steele, baby.
Just say it.
Drinking?
IPA.
Drinking
So
IPA? Homebrew?
Yeah.
Nice. Before I get Gnome in here, I want to say a couple things. What do we got? Again, big shout out to Clawhammer for putting up Just and I last weekend. One of the coolest trips I've ever been on. I saw that they put out some content on essential oils. Did you catch that video?
No.
They put out a new one on essential oils. But hopefully we could do our videos soon because they wanted me and Just to put them out the same week as theirs. What up, Jack Martino? What up, Sunset Hound? So
yeah, I'm looking forward to that content.
It was awesome.
I'm a big fan of Clawhammer, so it's cool that you got to go out there.
It was so awesome, and I guess Apartment Steve's gonna go out there too, man. It's awesome, man. So big shout out to Clawhammer again. Yeah. Sorry about last week. I had to take it off. That was the Wednesday I got hit the worst. That was like the one bad COVID night. But I am working on more Homebrew for Life videos right now. I'm actually working on more than I've ever worked on. So I got to get back into the grand scheme of things. Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to the monthly super chatters. Shout out to Luis Alexandre for being the first person to sign up for a membership. Much love, Barrage or Barragette. Shout out to Sunset Hound, Clayton for coming on last Sundays. Apologies to Barbecue Larry. We both did flash live streams. I got to gift card from Doing the Most. We're doing a collab. He's got a drinking game that I haven't looked at that much, but it looks like a lot of fun. We'll talk a little bit more about
I
that.
looked into that. The
You have
card
one?
game, right? Where it
Yeah.
has all the flavors and oh, you have it actually.
He sent it to me. Yeah, you're on a little bit of a delay.
Oh, okay.
Without further ado, how about we get Gnome in here? Is that cool with you?
Yeah, man.
All right, where's the Gnome ski? Norman Chow. I'm going to go to Gnome. Gnome, did you get a package today? You should be getting something today or tomorrow. Coming over, Gnome. Maybe you're not ready. There he is. Gnome.
What's up?
Hey, what's going on, man? How are you?
Not too bad.
Did
Feeling
you get
a little shitty, but it's all good.
back from the COVID dead?
Yeah, I've been for a while.
Good, man. Did you get a package today?
I didn't actually.
All right, well, it should be there tomorrow then.
Nice. All right,
Yeah,
awesome.
buddy. Cheers, bros. What are you drinking?
Italian Pilsner from Zero Gravity.
Nice. Cheers. I'm going to crack a beer here in a second. Right now, I'm just doing a little bit of tea. What's going on, chat? Theron, much love. Already looking out for Matt Ushman. As in,
Thanks, man.
Theron's the barrage. No, what's new in your world, man, besides post-COVID blues vibes?
Not too much. I started a kettle sour yesterday.
Nice.
Checked it today, but the pH is still a little high, so I'm gonna let it go for another day. That's pretty much it. I haven't really. I think I talked to you a little bit about it, or well, I made a post about how I haven't brewed since Christmas, which sucks. But
That was the one I was, your most recent post that we were talking back and forth on?
yeah.
Yeah. Well, cheers, man. Cheers to everybody. Apple cider vinegar. I got some apple cider vinegar. Matt Ushman's dad is a big fan of that, too. We got the chat going, man. What's up, Goose Fraba? What's up, Kerpick? What's up, Hi Kai? I'm fermenting an experimental low-alcohol beer, but I cannot keg it since my kegs are still partially filled because I can't drink beer having COVID. Yeah, that was a lot of our problems, and that's kind of why I stopped doing 5-gallon. Not stop, but I'm doing a lot more 2.5 gallon batches, and I've got some cider fermenting right now, and I did a couple batches of those.
Nice.
Yeah, it's taking
Are you doing smaller batches moving forward, or is it just a temporary thing?
I'm trying to move. I'm having a really hard time leaving California. I'm trying to find a 6-month lease. I don't want to commit to a full year lease, and that's been difficult, and it's tough just because I'm out of state. So I don't want to commit to anything that's like not 5-gallon isn't committing that much, but I don't want to do like a 5-gallon or 10-gallon double IPA or a mead or anything like that right now. But I'm trying to do a lot more split batches. I did a hard cider. It's delicious. There's no sulfur. Sulfur does go away. Nobody needs to trip on that. It's a thing in brewing, but it just goes away over time, kind of like a hot burn or something. What up, hooligan? And I did a 1.5 gallon batches of those, and it's kind of expensive to buy apple juice. Yeah. And I talked to Doing the Most, and he said, if you're serious about it, you have to do concentrate, and he'll buy the little frozen things. And yeah. And I'll tell you what not to do. Do not buy Martinelli's, because that shit's like $13 for a 1/2 gallon.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. That's way more than honey, wort, any fermentable sugar for sure. Oh yeah.
Damn. Why is that the case? I thought apples were cheap, no?
They should be.
Martinelli's a premium name. It's a premium brand. And they're the ones that I think, they had the champagne bottle. They used to put their apple cider, their soft apple cider in the champagne bottle. So it kind of created that vibe of it's just kind of, I don't know, more upscale, more white collar, premium brand. But you can buy it in the 1/2 gallon plastic jug, and it's $13. And then the Mott's and the Welch's and all that other stuff's about a quarter of the price. So I went with that, and so far it's delicious. And I use Kvike. It looks hazy. It looks like Bang, Tang, Orange Julius. And I can't wait for this video to come out because this is really good shit.
Nice.
Do you have to do a lot of work like post? Well, it's not really brew day, but post pitching your yeast. Like, is there a lot of steps? Like a lot of nutrient you have to add, and
a lot of yeast nutrient. Really quick, I want to give a shout out to Apartment Brewer, big broad Steve, the big dog over there. Steve, did you get a package today? I sent Gnome, Ross, and Adam. Sorry, Adam. Gnome. Butt chugs and
Okay.
Gnome's beard. Here to Wednesday nights, man. We're back. I forgot how much fun this is. Much love, Steve. Let me know if you did or did not get a package. I sent all you guys a couple t-shirts and 4 or 5 of my favorite pints. If you don't have them, Gnome, you're going to get it tomorrow. Or it's going to get shipped back, man. But sorry for the long delay on the beer trades, guys. Trent got his Nintendo Switch. And I think I'm caught up with everybody. Except maybe, I don't know. I don't want to scroll back in the DMs or whatever. Not yet to the apartment brewer. That was kind of a bummer. I was hoping that we could drink these tonight, but I shipped them out Monday morning. But it's coming. Steve, it's coming, man. To answer Matt's question, yeah. Anytime you're not using grain, you need a ton of yeast nutrient. And it's the ongoing debate. You know, hang out in my homebrew store. And even if they don't know, the guy behind the counter, ask them what mead guys buy. Ask them what cider guys buy. Do they buy Fermaid K? Do they buy Fermaid O? And just go off that. And it's way better to be liberal with that stuff. And when I'm saying that, like, just throw it in there. You know, on the package, it's going to say like 1 gram per gallon, but it's way rather to overdo it than underdo it. And I learned that the hard seltzer way. But yeah, anytime you get away from grain, maltose has so much good shit in it. It's just, It's got so much multivitamins, and it's just got so many nutrients. Everything's fermentable, right? If the yeast can perform. But when you're talking about everything, agave syrup, puree, brown sugar, table sugar, it lacks a lot of nutrients that grain's going to have. So yeah, I just, I don't even weigh it out. I just kind of eyeball it and throw it in, maybe half a gram. But at the end of the day, I hit my final gravity with Kvike. I started with 1048, and in 24 hours I got to 1004. So
how many days did it take with Kvike?
1 day,
Pretty quick.
24 hours. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. A little bit of sulfur. So I put it back in my hallway closet. I pulled my little, those little sous vide dry hop magnet things that I use.
Yeah.
Pull that, and you see it splash, so you know that it works. Because if it doesn't splash, it means it already fell in there. And I've never had that problem. And that was yesterday. And then tomorrow I'm going to keg it off. And then my only regret about this batch is that I only did 1.5 gallons for each batch. And I did 2 batches. One of them dry hopped with Amarillo, and one of them just straight up.
So I know you do food and beer videos. Have you ever done a cider video or?
We did it when we botched it, and I brought that up. I don't know if anybody watched the channel when we were doing that, but it was like 2019, and this is way before COVID, and I want to make that clear because we all, like 10 guys with straws, are in this 1 gallon of hard cider that we made. I don't want anybody to think like, we're not taking what's going on serious, but this was from 2018 or 19. And we had this kind of like super bad mentality. Like if you were 16 and we knew what we knew now to make alcohol, what would you do? And I was like, well, I would just go buy any juice. And then, what's the bread, the popular Fleischmann's?
Oh, yeast.
Sure.
What's the yeast that they sell?
Yeah, Fleischmann's, I think.
Fleischmann's.
It's like in the dairy aisle or whatever.
Yeah, every grocery store is going to have it. And this is something that no kid knew about. How would a kid know this back in the 90s or the early 2000s?
Prison hooch.
Prison hooch. Oh, prisoners wish they had this shit.
Right.
And we made it, and we got 7% booze out of it, and it just smelled like sulfur, rotten eggs, baby turtle farts. However you want to do it. Maury still drank like half of it, got drunk.
Yeah, exactly.
It works, man. At the end of the day.
You've known Maury since high school?
Say it again?
Or whatever. How long have you known Maury?
Oh, no, I've known Maury for only about 7 years. But,
okay.
Yeah, no high school kid would know. Like, you can't be a snob if you're trying to make.
Why I made that connection? I'm a retard.
No. We were just trying to like, hey, can you make alcohol for under $10? And we did, but it was too goofy. And this was just a much better approach. I use Voss Kvike. You can buy it online. Yeast nutrient. And it's good. It's good. Your beer is good when it's good before you even carb it. If you're just doing a couple of gravity reading tests and you're like, damn. You're like, okay, like this is, usually it's the other way around. Usually it's got off flavors. You're like, fuck, maybe the sulfur will go away with a little bit of time. But when you're kegging it off, or you're pulling pH readings right now for your kettle sour, and it tastes good and you got that fruit in there or that hop in there, you're like, okay, this is going to be a good batch. This is what keeps it going, you know? So that's all I have to say about that.
I was gonna say real quick, Matt. Speaking of packages, I didn't check my email today, so if you sent me a response already, but if you give me your address, I'll send you that hops fighter.
Yeah. I meant to get back to you today. I just haven't got around to it, but yeah, I'll probably get back to you. So
We're back, man. I'm
Hell
stoked.
man.
I'm stoked. We're
Like
back.
I said, I don't use them, so.
What up, Zach Pearson? We're back. Like we did this on Sunday with Clayton. We did it with Beast before that, and it just didn't feel right. But I feel like people are getting over COVID. The world's getting back to normal. People are brewing again. I hope. Knock on wood. What up, Zach Pearson? What up, you brunch? But I feel good, man. And I want to thank you guys for being on right now.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's super fun. It was a lot of fun being on here last time, and I was excited when you reached out.
Hell yeah. Can we get some subs from these guys? What'd you guys start with? I love doing this.
I don't even know.
What do you?
I do apologize for being kind of low energy. I know it's like a lot different than I normally am.
What are you
I
talking
just want to get that out of the way.
You're chilling, bro.
I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like I'm low energy. Usually I'm like fucking hyped as hell.
Did you get dumped last week like me too or what?
Oh, no. Oh, you did? I'm sorry to hear that.
I get dumped like twice a week. It's all good. All right, we're going to do one of these, and then I'm going to drink a beer. What up, Sunset? Bodine's Brews in the house. We're going to do one apple cider. We're dedicating this one to
Dread the beard.
Matt Ushman's dad. Yeah, I hope I got my last IPA video flagged for demonetization. I hope this next one goes through. I've got shout out to Craig Tube. Got a lot of mead stuff in there, some honey clips, and I'm looking forward to this video, this cider video. So Tuesday night, Brandon Chamberlain. I'm gonna go out on a date tonight with a girl, and Steve, and Hooligan, and Brandon Chamberlain.
Dude, Hooligan's onto it.
Hooligan's he's the barrage.
No,
right.
One of his comments. Sorry.
What do you write?
No, I'm high as a motherfucker.
Oh. It's not beer, but I feel like
it might have been a bad decision, but whatever.
What happened? What are we talking about?
Nothing.
Back off, war child. Seriously.
Got some questions this week. Does anybody have anything they want to talk about, or is there anything that's going on upcoming that I missed? Doing the most as a card game out. You guys got any upcoming videos, brew days? I know you're gonna have upcoming content, but anything?
Yeah, I've been uploading. For the last few months, I've been uploading once a week.
You're doing good, Matt. You're doing good, bro.
A Hefeweizen, so that will be coming out soon. That'll be hitting the keg soon. The Kvike IPA. It was a 2-day ferment at 90 degrees.
Nice.
That video will be coming out soon. And then yeah, like I said, I'm building some sort of keg monitoring system with some electronics that I'll probably post a video on that to go over like a very basic setup where if people want to monitor what's in the kegs for low cost, not have to buy like those expensive scales.
Play-Dohs or whatever they are.
Yeah, so
I hate that.
There's cheaper ways to do
I hate
it.
that Play-Doh shit, man. Just whatever.
So it's a great concept. It's just very expensive. So that's why I was looking around to building one myself. That's a lot cheaper.
Well, right on, man. Looking forward to that video. Yeah, I tried to do some DIY temp stuff. I wanted to make a quick short video. It was really cold, and I wanted to get my Kvike up, and I was like, you can put it in the bathtub, you can put it in the sink. How about this? Like, let's put it in the car, turn the car on, crank the heater all the way up. I was like, this will work for maybe like a half an hour, but like, and then I used that scene of Office Space when the guy tries to kill himself, and he leaves the car on in the garage, and his wife comes in, and all of a sudden he decides he doesn't want to kill himself. And then he takes off in reverse and gets smashed by a car. He gets T-boned. I was like, I don't know if I should make this video or put this in, but I don't know.
Yeah, I use a seedling mat. I don't know if you've seen those before, but it's just
No.
it's just like a
Same
waterproof
here.
mat, and it works really well to heat up the wort to what I needed to get to.
Just put it in the
Oh, I
sink.
use it for a different thing. I just put it in my keys because my brew room goes below freezing, so I need some sort of heater in my kegerator. Well, not my kegerator, my keezer.
Yeah, temp control is a big one, man. It's like back in the day, we were trying to keep stuff cold. Now everyone's using Kvike, and we're trying to heat shit up, especially this time of the year. For me,
Well, my problem is kind of the opposite of what, like, matter of fact, yesterday during my mash, how you're gonna get water somewhere. It was freezing up, and I was slipping all over the place
Oh shit.
while I'm brewing. It's
Damn.
just a fucking nightmare.
What's your
It
guys'
was 11.
temperatures?
What was 11 yesterday when I was brewing, but it was 28 in the room, so
Damn.
just below freezing.
I'm a bitch,
Yeah,
man.
it's awfully cold. Michigan, we're getting hit with a storm right now, and we're gonna get 14 to 16 inches over the next 2 days. So I was actually out shoveling right before this call. So it's very cold.
Did you guys get the blizzard too, or was that like just the Northeast?
I know
Yeah,
Apartment
no,
Steve got
we're
it.
hit with it.
Dude, we got like 3 feet record snowfall, like in
Oh, it
all the
was?
towns around. In less than a day, dude, 3 feet of snow.
That's a lot.
It's fucking
then,
insane.
And then Nova Scotia out there, James from Party Time, he was shuffling snow for his dad a few days ago. So, yeah, man, everybody out on the East Coast, thoughts and prayers. I know that I caught Steve's story. He was brewing Clawhammer out in the balcony. Did you catch that on Instagram?
Nah.
It's just white. It just looks like Santa Claus movie or something. It's crazy. Gnome's got you beat. What up,
It's pretty crazy
Spleens?
down here for sure.
Who's in the house tonight, man? We got Bodine's Brews. We got ClaytonGarred. We got Ryan. What's up, you brunch? Kurt Pick. What up, Yeast in the Barrage? Hope you're feeling better, man. 15 inches of snow, but close to the coast got obliterated. Yeah, I'm seeing that stuff show up on the YouTube homepage, man. It's crazy.
Back off, war child, seriously.
Darren Blackwood, cannot wait for summer. Kavike will do great here in the high desert. Oh, I can't wait. That's when like Kavike came out a couple years ago. We would just brew it during summertime, and it was just 90, 95 degrees.
That's the nice thing about Kavite too, is fermentation naturally produces some temperature, too. So
Yeah.
Of what I've noticed, I was really concerned because all my stuff is downstairs in Michigan, and I was always worried about keeping that heat up. Now I was actually looking at other methods, like your video where you're talking about putting it in a tub with some hot water, and I thought I'd have to do that, but yeah, between the Kavike and the seedling mat, it was okay.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. For this last video, for my cider video, I used Kavite because I wanted to have fast fermentation, but I used yeast nutrient because I was using apple juice, so not grain. And I don't know if it was the yeast nutrient or if it was just the Kavite.
Sorry.
But it fermented faster than anything. So maybe if you guys can't get the high temperature, maybe compensate by hitting it with some yeast nutrient or some Fermate O or some Fermate K. I don't really know the difference. I think I used to, but it fermented from 1048 to 1004 in 24 hours.
That
Sounds really good. Juice, by the way.
Little bit of sulfur, but again, that goes away. By the time I pour it and I'm drinking it, it's going to be gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a small batch, man.
It's a small batch. And I'm going to do it again, but I'm going to do it doing the most way. Or what's the other channel? Man-Made Mead? Do you guys know Man-Made Mead?
Yeah.
I've heard it a couple
follow his-
times recently. I
Yeah.
haven't checked it out yet.
I just found him last week. I subscribed to him. It's crazy. You still learn about new channels, whether
I was just gonna. You may have already heard about this dude, but I wanted to recommend someone to you. I don't know how to say his channel name, but
Shout him out, bro.
Clandestino.
Say it again.
Clandestino.
Back off, war
Clandestino.
child, seriously.
Clandestino, something like that.
You wanna-
Gosh,
you wanna-
I think he's.
You want to throw it in the
I'll type
chat?
it out. Yeah,
Or just write it in the chat?
I'm sure some people know about it already, but I think that's how you spell it.
I think I need a beer. Okay, I'll do one more apple cider. And then I'll get a beer.
Let me see if I can try to find it real quick.
We got
This channel's
Theron.
pretty awesome.
Theron in the house is showing everybody love. He's getting he's plugging the guests' YouTube channels, homepages. Much love, Theron,
Yeah,
man.
thanks, man.
We see you, Barrage. Theron's always a barrage. Same with Kurt Pitt.
Yeah, he's at 164 at the moment. I'll post his channel. Or if
164
Theron
what?
can do it better.
Theron's got the key to the city, man. He's got the key to the Beamer. Parents are home.
Yeah, you should try to get this dude
Parents
on
are
there. He
home.
seems pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna get a beer here in a second, but got some good questions this week. Got some a lot of dumb questions, but a lot of good questions. A lot of people were asking, what's the deal with dry counties? Government forbidden alcohol by any means necessary. People talking about craft beer dying or the height of craft beer. I got a question for you guys. Jonathan Elliott posted this on the Discord. I don't think I have a Discord link in here, but I'll get that going. And it was a beer, it was a pint, it was a can, and they had the recipe on the back of the can. A lot of breweries put their recipes on. That's the first time I've ever seen it on a can, but they'll put it on their website. They'll let you know the grain bill and the hops. And then a lot of breweries, it's forbidden. It's the forbidden fruit. They'll never let anybody know. Do you guys think it's a good idea or a bad idea? Or if you had a brewery, would you do it or would you not do it?
I'm so sorry. Can you repeat the question?
Put in your recipes, if you were a commercial brewery,
yeah.
would you put them out there?
Open source?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I would.
Same with me. Because I think it's going to make it stronger. I think people are going to want to clone it now, and it's going to create more of a sentimental value, and they'll be maybe a long-term customer in the long run. I don't know.
I brought this up, but it was like a long time ago. I think it was in chat. I wasn't even like coming on at that point. But there's a company or a brewing company out of, I believe it's Canada. It's called Halo, and
I like that name.
The level at which they do, it's insane. Like they literally give you everything they did. And say it's like version 11 of the beer, they'll tell you the change from last time, like the difference they made to try and improve the recipe, or whether it's like a change in fermentation temperature or just like maybe 1 degree difference in sparging. Like they'll list it. So I love that idea, and I think everyone should, or not everyone, but I think more people should do that because it comes down to execution anyways. Like even if you give up your recipe, like good luck brewing it, but it's good to get the information out there so at least people can like gain knowledge. You know what I mean?
It's a damn good answer. What about you, Matt? Are you for or against it?
Yeah, I'm super for. I think it's super cool, and I know a lot of places in Michigan tell you like what kind of hops they're using, and so that's like a very low level of it.
Or even what year, maybe 2017.
Yeah, but posting the whole recipe is even better. I think it's just people go to breweries for execution, experience, having fun with your friends. Putting the recipe is not going to hurt your bottom line. I think it just makes you a really, really cool spot. So I'm all for it. If I had a brewery, I'd do the exact same thing.
Yeah, and it's also kind of like a humbling. It's like the exact opposite of ego. It's like, hey, this is what we make. We don't think it's better. We don't think it's this ancient Chinese secret where we're gonna take you to litigation if you guys copy it. And I remember like 5 years ago when we started doing the channel, one of the first Grain to Class videos we did was Sculpin, and we did get the recipe from a disgruntled employee from Ballast Point. That was like, F it, here's all the recipes and stuff like that. And I remember thinking like, damn, we're going to get in trouble. Like this might be a bad idea. Of course we did the video anyways, and that was the Sculpin recipe. But Gnome's right. It comes down to execution. I mean, like we're been brewing for a couple of years, and we're going to like master this thing and take over the world with this recipe. It's like, no. And then we did a fresh squeezed recipe, and they would just put their grain bill and their hop bills on their website. And I was like, damn, this is cool. And not only that, this makes me like the brewery even more. So
I was looking into a Midwest fruit tart recipe, and the company that pioneered that recipe, they actually posted either their head brewer or their CEO of their company. They posted their mash additions, everything, just very detailed layout of what they do to make the beer. I thought that was super sweet. I just think that's awesome.
I agree. Yeah. And if anybody out there that wants to open up a brewery one day, I love the thing what Jonathan Elliott had. Whatever brewery it was, it kind of had like a Battle Mage Dungeons and Dragons theme. It's on the Discord.
I love that, by the way.
Yeah. And it just on the can. So you're looking at it and you're like, okay, this is, even if you knew nothing about beer, a girlfriend, a friend, a relative, and you're looking at it, you were like, okay, like maybe like Maris Otter, I might remember that, or Two Row, okay, I kind of heard that. And it kind of becomes a marketing tool, kind of like how you see Simcoe or Amarillo. And of course, you would also see the hops on there too. And it's just kind of an organic form of education. Hey, that's kind of interesting. Oh, okay, yeah, my brother brews beer. I've heard him talk about stuff like that. And it's like, I think it's a great idea. I would put it on every beer.
It kind of demystifies the whole process too, and it might even encourage people to brew themselves. So
sure,
I'm gonna go grab a beer. I'll be right back.
I'm gonna go get a beer too, man. Trent, I was wrong. I was on today's day 11, but I'm gonna cave and crack a beer. You brunch. Shout out to the Brew Show. What's everyone drinking tonight? I'm drinking apple cinnamon champagne shit water, but I'm gonna change that up in a second here.
Yeah, just IPA myself.
I'll go get an IPA. I'll be right back. Matt, can you hold it down? You're going to take off like Chip?
Yes.
All right.
No, I'm good, man. I gotta get a beer after you get back though.
All right. We're doing like duck, duck, goose. Be right back.
Yep. Yes, we are. All right, man. So what do we got in the fermenters, guys? I got a Hefeweizen right now. I've never brewed one myself, but I did my first one. I actually used the apartment brewers video on some of the techniques to stress the yeast out. I know he did open fermentation. I also didn't aerate very much as well to help promote those clove and banana esters.
Hefeweizen?
But what was that?
Sorry. Hefeweizen?
Yes.
Hefeweizen. Bodine's Brew Super Chat. I see you, Bodines. I see you, baby. Happy New Year, you
Another
brush.
thing I've seen people do, and I've tried it. I didn't really
Here we go.
notice the difference, but transfer not as cold, like when you rack to a keg. I'm not sure why that wasn't a suggestion, but I have read that and I did try it. Like I said, it didn't really make much of a difference in my opinion.
Haven't done that one yet, but I'll look into it. I will definitely look into it. And with that, you know, I had this conversation with Maury yesterday talking about Kavaikis and commercial breweries using it. Some swear by it. Some don't like it at all. They think it's too acidic, or too much esters, too fruit flavor. This is his favorite beer. This is Maury's favorite beer. I think I sent you one of these, Gnome.
Oh, really?
And
Sweet.
And Steve and Ross. About like 6'4". What's up?
Is that from Battle Mage?
It's from Battle Mage. And they don't like telling anybody about their recipes at all. But I'm a douchebag, and I'm going to tell you right now that they use London. They use London Fog for this. No surprise, White Labs. But that's what they use for their hazies. Much love, Bodine's Brews, man. What happened to our boy? What happened to him?
No.
Did he get too drunk? We'll try it again.
That's some fun.
We're going to go to...
Gotta have a saison or it's not a night.
I want to talk to Matt more about his Hefeweizen and talk about beers that we fruit. ClaytonGarred, man, much love for the super chat. Keep calm and barrage on. That might be a t-shirt, ClaytonGarred. And we're also up to 70 people in the chat right now. We're back. I need to crack a beer. It's been 11 days. What was that like?
Oh, really?
350 hours, 16
Yeah, I took
minutes.
two weeks off, and
4
it wasn't even
seconds.
much choice involved. Like, I just had zero desire to drink, like none whatsoever.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? I got under 190 something pounds. No, I didn't. I got under 200 pounds. What happened to our boy?
That's
Matt.
hilarious. I weighed myself the other day. I was 119.
You weigh
Not even
119
one.
pounds? I am the most
Yeah.
jealous person I've ever been in my entire life hearing that.
Oh my god,
What happened?
it's pretty
to you?
pathetic. Pretty pathetic though. But
Why? You're gonna outlive everybody here in the chat.
hopefully.
All right, what's going on with
Okay,
this shit?
I'm...
Matt, what's going on with you, Barrage?
Hey, my Discord crashed.
Yeah, it did.
I think mine did too. And then it, like auto rejoined or something. I don't know.
Oh, jeez.
Well, we have your audio here.
Okay, let me get my mic on, or my camera.
Hey, what's up, TA?
Tom Alvarado in the house. What's up, you brunch?
I already took the toke break.
Beardaquaz Nation. How are you, man? Thanks for being here. Trans Am Guy. Yeah, got your comment. We did a flash one on Sunday, and I don't know why. But we were just doing it. We got Just Brewing in the house, man. Big shout out to Just Brewing. He's got a good video that I watched today, and I learned a couple things, man. He's rocking the cow nibs, doing the tinctures.
So this goes in line with what you guys were talking. I don't know if this is gonna come up on
Good
camera,
video,
plus my
Jess.
shaky ass hand, but like
yeah,
they list
yeah.
their ingredients pretty well.
Yeah, I see that.
Very cool.
Which,
man.
by the way, I do want to talk about this beer, but I just poured a different one.
Can I see the label?
Yeah, sure. It's
Keep it
a
there.
Midwest art like
Hold it up, hold it
Matt
up.
was talking about.
Can you
look
hold it
up a little
closer? Just like put it closer in
sorry.
front of the camera. There it is. Oh,
I
that's-
have like no reference, or I
got
guess
it.
I could switch to Discord, but yeah.
You got it.
So, it's hard to like come across something that is like new in beer. Like everything's been done,
Yeah.
But with this beer, first off, it's called Brains, which is a cool name and all, but it wasn't until I poured it where I got like what they got the name from the way the beer looks, which blew my mind. Like you know when you pour a beer that's undercarbed and like the bubbles aren't tight, the bubbles are very like large, and you can already tell that it's not carved enough.
Yeah, it's every homebrew I've ever done.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So
Am I
it's similar to that. But another, and this isn't what's. I'll get to the point that's like sets it apart, but
Here we go.
it's somewhat higher carb too than a lot of like smoothie sours that I've had.
Yeah.
But what's weird is like once it starts like settling, the head literally does look like a brain. Like it's one of the weirdest fucking things I've ever seen. So I'm like trying to make sense of it. Because like as you drink it too,
He's back.
it starts settling, so it almost looks like pellicle. Like it looks like a sour beer fermenting. So the only thing I can think of is they never killed off the lactose, or the lacto rather. Like they maybe pitched lacto if they boiled it all. Like maybe this is like I'll show you guys when I pour it. It's the weirdest fucking thing. It makes no sense to me.
No,
Wouldn't it just keep getting more sour though, or?
God, beer's fucking good.
No, at some point the pH would go low enough, I think, to where the bacteria would start dying off. But I don't know. But here's the thing too. They use Magnum hops, which is a bittering hop, so that's a little weird too with how sweet it is, especially.
Party
I don't know.
time.
Drecker Hooligan
Oh, I'll have to look them
out
up.
of Fargo.
Hey, you know what that can reminded me of? And you're talking about brain and stuff like that? Well, because
Yeah.
it was a skeleton. That can looked like, have you ever heard of a game called Super Metroid for the Super Nintendo?
Oh, I'm sure. Well, I mean, I assume it's just Metroid, like one of
Or
Super
Metroid.
Nintendo, I suppose. I don't know.
Or Metroid, but the mother brain at the end where it's the skull and they've got the big thing on, that kind of looked like that. That your can art reminded me of that. We're doing a cheers right now, gentlemen. This is my first beer in
Oh,
11
hell yeah.
days. 11 days.
Cheers.
I'm under 200 pounds. Shout out to
Take a
Party
dose.
Time. We're doing it, man. We're doing it. We are doing it.
I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of all you guys. I'm proud of everyone in here right now, man. God, that's good. You're going to enjoy it tomorrow, Gnome. You're going to get it tomorrow, you barrage. No mandatory beer chug
Oh,
with
hell yeah.
this.
I'm looking forward to it.
Dude, you're going to dig it a lot, man. And if you ever make it out to San Diego, Battle Mage will be the first place we're going to mob
Well,
to.
see, here's the thing. The very first video I saw of yours was like you did like some sort of like here's their brewery type video. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the way I remember it. But
Yeah.
and I loved it. Like I said, I'm a nerd. I used to play D&D. I'm
That's the
into
spot.
that shit. So when I saw that video, I actually went on their website and I bought like one of the prints. It's actually in my brew room. I have one of their. This is my fucking opener.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My buddy
So I
Tim makes
love that
those.
type of stuff. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome that you have that, man. I don't even have one of those. But yeah, Chris was a childhood friend. He got me into beer. We used to hang out a lot more before he had his daughter, and then obviously COVID and them playing catch up and stuff like that. But I'm due for a collab with them. They're collabing with another big brewery called Craft Coast, which is in Oceanside, right on the coast right here. And yeah, I'm due for a trip over there. What up, Patrick D? Looks like Patrick Sandy got some naughty words going. I want to go back to Matt here for a second. You were talking about doing a hef right now.
Yeah, man. Like I mentioned when you guys were going, I took some tips from the apartment brewer on stressing my yeast because I didn't know I had to do that. So he talked about open fermentation. I was reading about not aerating as much to help stress the yeast out, to help bring out those banana and clove notes. I'm using some yeast from Imperial yeast that I haven't used. It's the Stefan strain.
Imperial's good.
I have not used before. Do you guys have experience with that strain of yeast from Imperial or no?
Which one?
Stefan?
Yeah,
No.
the German ale yeast. I
No.
haven't used it,
Yeah.
but I know what you're talking about.
Not yet.
Really quickly too, another thing you can do if you're really looking for more clove, which you probably already know this, but you can do a ferulic acid rest, like a 113. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. But is this
Matt,
thing
you got
on?
that? Matt crapped out again.
Oh, okay.
He forgot to pay his bills twice in the same night.
I was like, I thought I was bombing at a comedy club or some shit.
No. That's my job.
That's okay.
Spleens just dropped some CDC knowledge. He was saying that, and this makes sense. CDC says post-COVID infection, you're more protected than a vaccinated person. So congrats. Well, you should because you're immune. But thank you for that. That would make sense. One would think. I would think. But yeah. Matt, are you there? Matt's not there. Gnome, are you there?
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's why we're feeling like we're bombing. Something's going on with Matt over there. But I have it set to low latency, and then he's gone. Looks like we're getting not sure what's going on with my Discord right now. Are you connected through Wi-Fi? And if so, can you plug in an Ethernet cord? I run everything off Ethernet now, and I don't have any problems with lag or anything with gaming or uploading to YouTube. Matt's chill. Matt's cool as hell. What up, Goose Frobbies? Matt is frozen in time. I got a question for Gnome while we're here. We're talking about hefts. Aside from kettle sours, what's your favorite beer style to fruit? I was thinking hef. I was thinking wheat beer.
Yeah, wheat beer, I would say.
Wheat beer?
Yeah, Belgian strain, like yeast, I should say. Like, I suppose you could do it in an American wheat ale too. Use
For
like
sure.
a cleaner strain.
He's back.
Which probably be a better choice actually, but I don't know. I usually do it with my wheat beer. Whenever I do that beer, I'll brew 10 gallons and I'll split half and fruit it.
I like
Like,
that.
I didn't do the video of the blueberry, but I did the video of the base beer.
Blueberry's a weird thing to fruit. You need to use a lot.
Yeah. It came across pretty good. I don't think I used that much actually. It was like maybe a pound and a half or something like that. The kettle sour I'm brewing, finishing tomorrow. I'm gonna have a shit like the most fruit I've ever thrown in a beer, so that should be hopefully good.
How you
That's
gonna
one
do
of
it?
the. I always condition it post fermentation and just let it re-ferment.
No, are you gonna do real fruit puree? Are you gonna do extra? How are you gonna do the fruit?
Real fruit, the same way I did the raspberry sour last time. What I do is I wait for the supermarket frozen fruit to go on sale, and then
There
I
you
fucking
go.
just buy it.
Smart man. Smart.
It happens once a month, so like, why not? You know?
It's frozen
and, like-
anyway. It's gonna be good for years.
Yeah, why not?
It's not like meat or anything that's sitting out at a refrigeration temp. Do you like? We're talking about what are the best beer styles to fruit, and the reason I bring this up is because I don't like fruited IPAs at all, but I love fruit in certain other styles. Do you guys like fruited IPAs?
Not at all. I don't like sour IPAs, especially. I think whoever made the first one,
Got lucky.
yeah.
Good timing.
I think they're atrocious.
The grapefruit
Yeah, I
IPA
would
thing was
say,
big for a little
I
bit in
mean-
San Diego.
I have not had
Grapefruit.
one I like, not a single one.
Grapefruit.
Same thing with milkshake IPAs. Actually, now that I think about it, those are disgusting as well.
Who was talking about milk? ClaytonGarred. Super chat, Just Brewing, just donated $10. Malt. We're gonna do some mandatory beer chugs, but we're not gonna do it with this beer because I'm gonna savor this beer, man. But thank you, Justin. Good job with the channel, man. I hope the Asheville videos coming together, man. The blind taste contest.
So,
But
can I answer? Oh, sorry. I was
Sorry,
going to
what?
answer TA's question.
what do we got? Lactose is the devil.
So I really do like Philly sour yeast. It's just I've used it like 3 times in a row, and the one before that was the probiotic souring. And it's if you're in like a rush and you want to just like turn the beer around quick, Philly sour is amazing. But like really, it's just not as tart as if you do it manually and put the extra time in. So that's why I'm doing it this way again. I do prefer it, to be honest. Like, but I can't say enough good things about Philly sour. Like, I really do enjoy that yeast. It's just I'm putting a lot of money in terms of fruit into this beer, and I would prefer it to be a little tartar rather. Plus, that's another thing too. Like when you're adding a shit ton of fruit, you got to keep in mind it's going to add a lot of water, and if you make that beer more tart, it kind of balances out when you add all that fruit eventually.
Yeah, agreed. Good answer.
I've never done a sour before. It's on the list.
You got to
But-
do one, man. You got to do one. You got to
Yeah.
do one now that it's everyone's got an electric system with temperature control.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah,
Or
kettle
if-
sours are as easy as ever, man. So that's why I wanted to get into it.
Or if it's super hot, if you live in the desert, you could just do
Right.
it.
Definitely don't live in the desert. So
Definitely doesn't live in the desert. We got some new blood
No.
in the house tonight. We got Paul Adair. He's got a question. He says, new here. Catch the stream now, and then got a question. Got a Steam Slayer. All right. First beer, I taste corn. Maybe boy was too vigorous and DMS, or maybe pulled beer too soon from firm. Yeah, you could have a lot of different things going on.
Well, I would think a vigorous boil would help. No, I don't know about too vigorous, but
It would, yeah.
it would help. The longer and the more vigorous would be, precursors for DMS. But there still could be a lot of things that went wrong. It's not your boil. Maybe you pulled beer too soon from fermenter. I think more that often than not, when I used to get those things, it was just because I fermented too hot. I used to use yeast, and that was kind of all my problems when I started homebrewing. I was just fermenting at like 75 degrees, and that's where my off flavors were coming in, and my off flavors. But it could be a bunch of different things, man. But my advice to you is to do the same batch again and focus more on the temperature control. I don't know what yeast you use. I don't know if you guys have another answer for that up top. My rear view up here, we got Gnome, we got Matt out there. Did we lose Matt again?
No, I'm still here, man.
Oh, he's there. All right. Third time's a charm.
I'm still
Go to
here.
Arizona.
I don't know what's going on.
What do you want to do for that? Move to Arizona for Kvike and Kettle Sour Barrages. What up, Nimbus? Chat, destroy the like button. Much love, Nimbus. Sunset. We lost Sunset. He was just in the chat for a little bit, or his thing got cut off. You only need sour. You need sour only equipment for Philly sour. No, you do not. That's why Philly sour defeats the whole purpose, because you don't need to do 2 boils and 2 chills, from my understanding, unless there's something new that I don't know.
No, you got it.
Is that it? Yeah. But kind of back to the whole fruited beer conversation. I think people had way too much fun with it. Back in kind of the 2015, 2016 kind of Wild West days, where people were just like, let's do grapefruit IPA, let's do lemon IPA, let's do this IPA, let's do this IPA. And now I don't see any of them. And I think it's kind of a good thing, because they just got to the point where if they were good, it was good at the tasting room. And if it took off, you were just able to taste all that extract by the time it got into distribution. And, Black Plague has a lot of beers like that. That's Tony Hawk's brewery. I've tried their beers. They're tropical.
Yeah, we had them.
Well, I mean, he's the poster child. I don't think he's ever brewed beer. Yeah, he's got the money and the face and the name. Yeah. I don't think he's actually. Yeah, I don't know how many barrels he's actually done back there.
Something you said, just reminded me of like a thought. I was trying to think of shit to bring up, on the show, whatever you want to call it, but it reminded me, like, that's something that it's not a trap, but that's something, to use that term, it's kind of a trap that we fall into, where like when we're thinking of a beer, it's like, all right, well, what are we going to put into it? Whether it's a stout, like, are we going with coconut or vanilla, or, if it's like, I don't know, a golden ale, even, like, what fruit am I going to pop on it? And like, it's fun, because like that's part of the fun of brewing. But like, I think another thing that kind of gets lost is just making a good base beer. Like,
just a blonde,
coming up with a really good base beer,
cream ale,
whatever the style, really,
pale ale,
and then go from there. Like, what can I, so brew it first and then brew it another time based on the base beer. I don't mean to, like, redundant, but what would go well with this, and then go, so I don't know. Just, this is a thought I had. Like, a lot of the videos and even the beers I buy, like, everything has something. It always has an adjunct or fruit or something mixed in. Like, it's hard to find a stout nowadays, in my opinion.
I think it's just tough to find malty beers in general. But if there was a time, it should be now. And
well, I mean, like a non-adjunct stout.
Just a stout.
Yeah, just a fucking dry stout or something
Midnight
like that.
Wheat dry Irish stout.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
It's always with like cacao nibs, or, like I said, coconut or something like that.
Black currant.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's just
it definitely helps. I feel like those types of beers with the heavy adjuncts and the fruits and the, cacao nibs and stuff, that I feel like that's really great for people that are getting into craft beer, because they might not know what a porter is, and they might not know what an IPA is, but they know what coconut tastes like, and they know what chocolate tastes like, so they say, oh, it has coconut, it has chocolate, and it pulls them towards that beer. But definitely for more seasoned drinkers, I feel like it's kind of getting lost as far as what tap rooms are serving nowadays, because everything And there's a lot of dessert stuff out there, a lot of stuff packed with sugar and adjuncts and stuff like that. But you know, it's whatever sells in the region and whatever's popular. That's what breweries are going to be turning out. So
That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
You're right, and
Absolutely. Yeah.
that's the. That's
I just
it.
like ranting.
Nah, rant away, man. Shit, I'm sick of hearing
Yeah.
myself talk. Bodine's Brews just did a salted caramel chocolate stout. Turned out great. That sounds delicious, man. And I was actually looking
That's
at
interesting.
Trent's channel today. He did a caramel cider, I believe.
Was it flavoring, like caramel flavoring, or was it caramel, like actual caramel?
Talking to Bodine's, you talking about Trent?
Anyone using caramel?
I've never used caramel in beer. I've never used it.
Oh, okay. I haven't either.
I know Prairie Ales used caramel sauce in one of their bombs. I don't know. I guess they probably just conditioned post fermentation on it or something. I'm not really
Okay.
sure. So it's a
Right.
pro brewery, so it was a good beer.
Right.
That's all.
Yeah.
Which webcam do I use? Logitech C922X. Yeast and the Beast. What up? Another thing I kind of saw a couple weeks ago before I got my COVID is I was at one of my local watering holes right down the street, and I noticed that their beer list, their tap panels, they had, I don't know, maybe 15 at one time. Now they only have about 5 or 7. And I was asking the bartender, the beer buyer, what's up with that? Was it a COVID thing? And he was just like, no, we don't sell that much craft beer the way we used to. You know, it's more of a craft cocktail place. They do a bunch of wine promos, you know, $15 wine night, Thursday nights or whatever. And he said they just don't sell as much craft beer as they used to. Obviously, craft beer isn't dead, but when do you guys think was the height of it? Probably about 2015, 14?
Yeah, I'd say 5 years ago, somewhere.
At least.
Yeah, 5 to 7 years ago, probably.
Whenever there were lines outside of like, you know, the hype breweries, I would say. I mean, I know that still exists to some extent, but like around here, it was like every brewery was like, "Oh, we're releasing our next IPA," and people would be out front in the line. I don't see that anymore, to be honest.
No,
But-
No.
yeah.
Probably like 2-3 years ago, if not even like sooner. I don't know. Like it's still popping off around here, man. There's new breweries popping up all the time, which it is over there as well. But I don't know. It's still pretty fucking huge, if you ask me.
You still have a bunch of new spots opening up, you said?
Absolutely, yep.
That's awesome.
There's,
That's good.
I think we're up to 36, and probably that already changed. Like in my small ass state, 36 doesn't sound like a lot in California, but in a what is there, like 1.2 million in Rhode Island? So that's
You're Rhode
a lot of
Island.
breweries.
You're Rhode
Yeah.
Island. Steve's New Hampshire. I get kind of confused up there. We got Michigan, we got Rhode Island, and we got San Diego. Yeah, I think it's different. Like I talked with Tom Alvarado on this. You know, I think it's just the best place to open up a brewery is where there's a lot of people and not a lot of breweries, and there's definitely places like that still out there. But that's a good point of reference. Like when were people waiting outside for Pliny the Younger, or Pliny the Elder, and or Blind Pig? And I think that day is definitely dead. Or
Yeah.
or unless history
For the most part,
repeats.
unless it's like a really special, like people, Pliny the Younger. There's people who are gonna still go like to, out front, if not for tradition alone, just to like fucking camp out overnight. I mean, I wouldn't personally, but
Camp
I'm sure
out
that still takes
overnight?
place. I just read an article like last week.
man.
Vinny Salerzo was talking about how there's people every year. There's people that travel from like out of country, like overseas, to camp out overnight to get their like 2 pints and fucking 2 bottles to
I
take home.
love it. Was it the new iPhone 15? Like, nah, man, we just want this 7% like West Coast IPA from Russian River Barrage.
I think it's like 10.5 or 11 or something like that.
Ooh.
Like, yeah. But
Yeah.
I have had a couple of like I had Pliny the Elder. That was really good. It was one of the cleanest like West Coast I've ever had. Like
Russian
it was
River's
fucking,
the shit. Russian River's
it
the
was like
shit.
delicious. It really was.
I mean, a lot of it comes down to how well your marketing is too. You know, they could probably create something all over again. You'd have to be one of those top Halo brands to, Firestone, Pliny. You know, this doesn't happen overnight. You know, these beers have been around for 3 or 4 decades, but they could probably create something, some hype, word of mouth thing. There's only 500 cases or something like that, but they don't. At least I think they don't. But it's just a different time. It's just a different time. I think that you can't go up and up and up and up and up with anything on planet Earth. There's nothing that goes up. Even, I'm reading about these NFL players that took their salaries in cryptocurrency and now crypto's going down and they look like idiots. Nothing goes up and up and up forever. But I don't know. I would say things like history repeats and everything kind of comes full circle, but maybe it won't. Maybe we were around, the craft beer hype, and at the end of the day, I have no problem with it. I want to go drink beer. I don't want to wait in line with a bunch of strangers shoulder to shoulder. I want to get what I want and
dude,
have
it's
my
a
own
weird
space.
experience too, man.
What do you
It
mean?
really is, or at least,
Yeah.
well, I mentioned it a couple times ago when my first brewery experience, which was Treehouse. It was just out of this world, man.
We've talked about
literally
that,
people
yeah.
with strollers and shit, and there's no
It's
kids.
crazy.
They're just putting their beer,
Uh-huh.
absolutely nuts, and like running to the line, literally.
Sounds like
what
Jingle All the
fuck are these
Way.
idiots doing?
Sounds like Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger trying to get the Teddy Ruxpin or the Tickle Me Elmo or some shit. Is it the TV? Is it the black market or Walmart sales? Like, no, man. It's the 7% new beer from Treehouse.
Yeah.
Julius.
I remember too. I
What up,
was
Joseph?
211th in line.
Damn.
I was like, what the fuck? And then there was like a shit ton of people behind me too. I'm like, this is fucking madness.
Yeah.
But it was really good beer, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah, man. This is fun, man. We're back. The thing is back, man. There's 62 people here. This is what I remembered how it used to be before COVID, before Asheville. I'm going to get the channel back. I'm obviously out of the algorithm. I haven't put out content in a couple of weeks, but I'm taking some plays out of Trent's notebook. I'm filming at breweries tomorrow. Just make a video about pro brewing versus commercial brewing. Like, here's their pumps, here's our pumps. Ours are $50. Theirs are $5,500. Ours are 120
Dude,
volts. Theirs are
Brewery
$5.
hose. Brewery hose is fucking expensive.
Brewery hose?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Everything's expensive.
Oh, dude.
our silicone is expensive on a homebrew scale.
But
What do you
hose
guys?
in particular is fucking nutty. Like, I looked up some of the prices. I was like, what now?
Inch and
like,
a half
when-
tri clamp.
Yeah, but like per foot, the pricing, like, and they're going for like, halfway across the building to like another fermenter.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't even want to know how much that one hose costs.
No. And like I said, I mean, what's vinyl for homebrew? $1 a foot. Silicone's what, $3 or $4? I mean, imagine that on a commercial side. And I've been at breweries, man. I've had buddies that they're doing brew days and they've got the same problems that homebrewers have. Like, their pump does not work and they have to rip this thing apart and figure out why this thing isn't working. Pumps.
I had two.
What's
sorry,
up?
My bad.
No, go for
I
it.
was gonna say I had two ball valves fail on me yesterday. Thankfully, one was at the pump, so I was able to like take it apart and fix it. But one was at the mid port, and it's still at the mid port. So it's like every once in a while it would have a drip. I'm like, what the fuck. And so it is what it is. I just gotta like ride it out and hope for the best. But
And you've got a crazy system. You've got a way more of a commercial system for the average home brewer than I do. Not commercial, but you have conical system, stainless steel.
it's not the same setup. Like, they're using multiple vessels. Mine's all only one vessel. But yeah, like the actual equipment and like the attachments, the tri clamp 1.5, like, yeah, all that is pretty much on the high end. But really, it's just it's a really big claw hammer system.
You have the Brewha, right?
Yeah.
He's got a big one.
Yeah.
Hold it down, gentlemen. Be right back.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, I learned about Brewha because I was looking at commercial systems, and I didn't know that there existed commercial systems that did brew in a bag or brew in a basket. And then I looked on Brewha, and then I found that they also did home brewing setups, and I thought that was pretty interesting. So I was looking at one of your more recent videos, and I was like, what system is that? I had no idea. And then I was looking into it, it's like, oh no, that's a Brewha. That's got to be a Brewha because it's got the conical shape to it. How do you like it?
I love it, but unfortunately, I got to be real. Like, I don't know. I don't really want to talk about COVID, but my father, I live in my apartment. I brew at his house in a garage that he built. And since he's been sick, like I that's why I have not been able to brew. And even though he hasn't been really 100%, like, my focus is on him. So like, I haven't really been up to brewing anyways, but My point is like it's not a system you can brew by yourself. Like you have to have help. Like you're lifting
Okay.
like it's the kettle's 26 gallon capacity. Usually you could probably squeeze more than 15 gallons, but that is the max. So you need help lifting that grain basket, and I don't have it at the moment. So in those terms, I should have bought a different system or at least a smaller version
They
of
do
that
make a
brouhaha.
brouhaha that's smaller now, though, don't they?
Yeah, yeah, they make a 5 and a
But it's
10.
expensive.
Yeah, well, I mean, I bought a 15, which is even a dumber decision. um, I don't know. I just, hindsight, I should have bought a different system, but it is what it is. Like, I just. But another thing that's been on my mind lately is like, it's a reality now that I have to worry about. Like, what if something happens to my dad? Like, I'm not going to be able to brew. I'm going to be apartment gnome. I'm literally gonna have to like fucking brew out of my
Yeah, I
apartment.
mean, you could always. I was actually just talking about apartment. He's talking about moving into a condo, and we're talking about getting a brewing setup. He's going to set up a brewing setup in his basement or something like that. And I brew in my basement, so you can definitely brew indoors. I mean, apartment's been doing it in a little tiny apartment for I don't know how many years. It would drive
I
me
would
absolutely insane doing
I would
that,
probably
but
just
you
get
can do it.
like a 110 volt claw hammer system or something like that. Like
Yeah.
it would have to be 110 because that's another thing too. Like my dad had to like rewire the garage just to handle my system. It has completely different like
Okay.
voltage requirements. It needs a GFCI, which I don't even know what the fuck that is. But it just so now that's always gonna. I mean, it was already in the back of my mind, but now it's like could be right around the corner. I don't fucking know, but
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to spend a lot either. I mean, you don't even need a climber. I mean, there's a mash and boil. There's so many systems out now that, I mean, I have a video talking about all the electric Brunabag systems, and there's an assortment nowadays. There's tons of them
yeah.
out there, and they're for every price point. You can get a system for $200. You can get a system for $4,000. The spectrum now is great for consumers.
It is gonna
So
suck to take a step back, if I'm being honest. Like to have like the equipment that I have now and have to use like some sort of chiller. Like
mhm.
I'm fucking. I don't know what the word is, but like I'm so lucky to have the jacket. Like chilling my beer is one of the easiest
Yeah,
things there is. Like the only
yeah,
bad part is I don't.
you're
Sorry.
not gonna find a system like what you got. I mean, you got a really unique system. But there are definitely systems out there that if you need
Hello?
to go to a smaller space, you can find one.
False alarm.
There he is back. I thought you were back for a while. I didn't hear you. Oh, you're just letting us fucking shoot
I
the
thought
shit.
somebody was knocking on the door. No, we're chilling.
Oh.
I am going out a little bit, but we're chilling. We're talking a little bit about buyer's remorse. What's the worst buy you've ever had in your home brewing experience so
Ooh.
far? That's it? Your system?
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I don't
We
want to drop
all
money, but it was a lot of money.
we all
And
have
it was
them.
like
I mean,
a really stupid
I would say
decision.
I would say my beer gun, my Blickman beer gun was probably buyer's remorse on that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's $100, and I know it doesn't sound like a lot, and it's not, but it's just I don't use it a lot, and I need to use it more. But I bought it because I was starting to do competition stuff,
What was the
and
purpose of the Blickman beer gun?
it's to bottle from your keg to a
Right.
bottle, and it
Right.
also purges your bottle of CO2. So
Okay.
that's like the different. But you can do it. You can pretty much bottle from a kegerator by just pouring the beer in too, but you might just pick up some oxygen. So I mean, I bought it thinking it would make a big difference. I need to use it more to justify it. I think I've only used it like twice since I bought it, so that's probably the biggest buyer's remorse I got
Yeah, I don't know. I
on my
mean,
equipment.
it's pretty rare that you just buy something and you use it for 10 years. I feel like everything's kind of constantly changing. I don't know if I'm allowed to answer this question because some of the biggest pieces of shits that I've got were given to us, and I don't know. It's a lot.
That counts.
I mean, the dumbest thing ever was that Catalyst craft to brew fermenter thing. I don't even know if they're in business anymore. I don't see their stuff anymore, but I get it. There's a lot of there's a lot of brands that are trying to be quick to market and sell a Unitank or a premium thing, and ultimately hasn't withstood the test of time. And I don't know. In some regard, whether it's a system or a fermenter, the biggest regret that I've bought, I don't know. I mean, I learned pretty fast that like I want to DIY everything, whether it's, you know, a weldless kegel or using a grinder to cut something off. I don't know. And this is kind of a loaded question too, because the things that we could clown on, some people could swear by it. You know, some people, I made a fermenter video on YouTube. It had 100,000 views. Half the people were like, oh, I love this spike flex thing. And half the people were like, I hate this spike flex thing. The same thing. So it's just kind of, I don't know. Like if you buy something for your car or an upgrade, like, you know, it's going to work. If you buy something in homebrew and it's a brand new product. So it's just kind of the nature of the hobby. It's going to happen to everybody sooner or later. A gun, a kettle, a fermenter.
What is one of those products? What is one of those products that you wish you would have bought sooner?
I love my sous vide thing. I love the system that I have now. And going back to Gnome and apartment brewer Steve, one of the good things about the clawhammer system is that you can heat it up on the stove, whether it's an electric stove or a propane stove, and then switch it over to
heat it up, help it out rather.
Yeah, you can't do that on a grain father. You can't do that on a foundry. You can't do that on a mash and boil because all the heating elements are below where the kettle is, and it's plastic and shit in there. So that's a good thing about clawhammer system. I like clawhammer system a lot. I'm obviously a little biased because they're my friends and I just stayed with them for a week. But I love how you could just go back and forth with that between propane and gas. And that's pretty much what I've been doing for the last year. So, yeah.
I've done a lot of research on the systems. And I honestly think clawhammer's the best bang for your buck personally. The modularity and what they offer is pretty damn good. And, you know, I'm not sponsored or anything. I genuinely like their product.
It's good. It's organic.
I tout their product. Yeah, I tout their product whenever I can. I always tell people, like, you know, if that's the market you're in, if you're in like looking for mid-tier systems from $500 to $1,000, like that's what you should be looking for is Climber.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Nick Howlett. It's an awesome system. Nick Howlett loves it too. Just Brewing's got one. Sort of VC, how specifically to use your sous vide CHC? Can you explain it?
Brewer uses one too, right? I think.
Yep.
Yeah, I can explain it perfectly. So you're not going to bring to boil in it. I think the max temperature is 210 Fahrenheit. And it doesn't matter because you would bring to boil with propane if you're using that anyway. So it's a sous vide stick. It sticks to it. And the way that I'm going to use my next brew day is I'm not going to use the clawhammer basket because that's going to fit pretty much the snug inside with the clawhammer kettle. I want to use something a little bit smaller. And I have a grandfather basket. I've got a mash and boil basket. I've got an anvil foundry basket. So with that, you stick your grain basket in there and you still have about 4 inches where I could slide in the sous vide stick. And it's a sous vide stick. It's 1,000 watts. It works the same as, it's pretty much the same heating element as most electric brew systems as is. They're about 1,000 watts, maybe 1,500 watts. But I would use that to maintain the temperature for the mash. I would use that to maintain the temperature for the sparge. Even though my next brew day, I'm gonna quit doing sparge. I'm just gonna do longer mashes and recirculation, and then just more water. Yeah, more water and just pour it all out, or just pull it all out.
Yep.
And then, I'm thinking about adding sparges.
Hey, however you get your efficiency is however you get your efficiency. Whether you want to do, you know, a long sparge or a long mash, you don't have to do any of it. That's on you and your system. But I'm gonna get rid of sparge because I want to go back to just kind of like treating it as an all-in-one system, and it's not an all-in-one system if you have to sparge with another kettle and another burner. So I'm gonna go that route, and then obviously when you bring to boil, you don't need temperature control anymore because sea level, it's 212 degrees, and I know that that's a fucking boil because I can look at it, and then that's it. So you're pretty much just using the sous vide thing to maintain your mash. That's what you're doing. And it's like, sorry, what?
My bad.
No.
Complete your thought. My bad.
So if you were to, you know, back in the day, if you were to use a Home Depot water cooler, and I use those a lot, and you take the lid off and you were to recirculate, you would lose a ton of temperature. And this is the way that you don't lose any temperature. And it's got a propeller at the bottom, the sous vide thing. There's no grain that's touching it. So it's just hitting wort. It's just hitting liquid, and there's nothing that's going to mess with that. And all your grain is still in your grain basket inside the kettle, and you're just, manually vorloffing or recirculating or whatever word or German word you want to use. And that's what I'm going to be doing. And that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, I was thinking about using one of those for sparge water, but that's about it.
Sparge or mash. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. It's the same idea. It's the same idea. It's the same idea.
I'm a retard.
What are you saying? Matt?
I was trying to answer Matt's question.
Oh, sorry. Go for it. I'll shut up.
Of like what you wish you bought sooner.
Mm-hmm.
Which actually ties into the dumbest thing I've ever done in brewing. So my very, very first beer, I tried to make a chocolate peanut butter stout. I had a blow off hose, like let the fermentation take place.
Mm-hmm.
And I even which I used like PB2 and cacao nibs initially, but it didn't have enough peanut butter flavor. So I let peanut butter sit out so the oil rises to the top, decanted it.
Sounds like a porno.
Anyway, so exactly. So I take off the blow off hose, pour the peanut butter in, and put a TC cap in its place, and I let it sit for like 4 or 5 days. And then I go back to, I'm like, oh, let me check that beer. Let me see how it is. And I open up the tri-clamp, and boom, the fucking cap flies off and hits the fucking ceiling. There's like ceiling dust in the beer all over my brewing setup. I'm like, what the fuck? Anyway, so because I didn't even know that like re-fermentation would happen. I had no way of like relieving pressure. So I was like, all right, let me look into this. So like the very next purchase was the PRV valve that has like the pressure gauge, the CO2 inlet, and then like, the actual venter or whatever. But yeah, so I like, if I was an idiot like looking over it when I opened that up, I'd probably be dead right now. So yeah, don't do that.
There's injuries in brewing, people. Like there's injuries in brewing, people.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it wasn't over 15 psi, or my vessel would have, the integrity would have shot. But
right.
Oh my god, I don't even want to know what. I mean, literally, it fucking went into the ceiling. All right, sorry. At least I can laugh about it now.
Rowan Archer, sous vide a vacuum packed steak in your wort while you mash. That would be a long mash because you're going to sous vide for a couple hours. That could work. That could definitely work if you're going to do a long mash. But I don't know. I'd rather just not kill two birds with one stone. I'd rather kill two birds with two different stones. Kurt Pick? I hurt my liver the most.
I'll be right back. I want to just rinse out my glass.
Fill it up, Brush. How we doing on Theron? Much love, man. Big shout out to Theron for moderating the chat and getting the links in and plugging all the guests. I think it's the YouTube channels. Matt, do you do merch?
I don't. I'm actually looking for a graphic designer because I'd like to start selling merch.
Chris Vodka is the barrage. He is the barrage. Yeah.
I think I messaged him on Instagram, but I have 0 followers on Instagram. You probably thought I was a bot account.
Do you have Instagram? I'm gonna unfollow you just so you have less followers on it now. I think I got you on Instagram. What's your Instagram?
I honestly, it's just probably TB Matt Ushman. I don't do Instagram. I'm old. I don't do any of this crap. So I just made an account literally just to talk to Chris. And he never responded. So I gotta.
Well, I just followed you.
Reach out again. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
I don't have anything.
You're my favorite Instagram account already. You're not letting me know
Look at that.
Your dog's wiggling its tail and you went to the gym and shit. No, I love Instagram now. I used to hate it before I just followed the brew tubers and stuff because I just want to see beer. When you start trying to figure out chasing girls down and figuring out what's going on with this motherfucker, you just if you just stick to beer and the homies, Instagram is awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah.
If you're following all your cousins and all this stupid shit, it becomes the most obnoxious shit in the world.
All I do is YouTube.
What up, it's Rec?
I barely do Facebook. I mean, it's just YouTube.
You are like a lot of people. Like David Heath doesn't do Instagram. Martin doesn't do Instagram. If you're putting out consistent YouTube videos, you don't need it.
Yeah.
You don't need it. We got It's Rec in here. It's been a minute, man. He was one of the OG barrages. What's going on, man? Hope you're living good. We'll do an NBC here in a second. Anybody ever heard of MySpace? Yeah, Beast. I got you. I got your little Chihuahua dog we were talking about on Saturday on my MySpace.it. Kurt Pick, early 90s here, not long enough. Nimbus. Some OGs all up in this motherfucker. Just followed Matt on Instagram. That's why I love this community, man.
Look at that.
Trans Am guy, shout out to Mike, man. Shout out to Mike. Mickey Spain. I'm a plus size Instagram model. Sounds like you're very good at taking hallway selfies with the t-shirt off. What up, B Diamond? What's going on, Bar Diamond? I met him. Just Bruins in the house, too. Bar Diamond, we met at Burial. I can't say that word. Burial? Burial Brewery in Asheville, and it was awesome. We caught up with Bart as we were hitting the head and we were leaving, but we'd love to snag a beer with you, man. We'll get it going soon. I'll be out on the East Coast within 2 months. I promise. I promise, but I might have to sign a 1-year lease. But it's all good, man.
Where are you looking at moving?
Here was my problem. Here was my problem with me moving out to the East Coast. I have to get out of California. Not the problem. I just can't afford to live here anymore. And I'm not going to be here for another election year. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm just going to leave it at that. So it was either Tennessee, it was either North Carolina, or it was Florida. And I was going to buy a house with a buddy, but it wouldn't have worked out. I have a hard time getting a home loan because I'm a 1099 miscellaneous. And I haven't really done YouTube full time since, I don't know, maybe about 6 months. So they want like a year or two of W-2 income. 1099 guys are up and down this and that. And one of my best friends, he's all about leaving California. He's already bought a couple houses in Florida. And I was going to kind of leech off that and kind of use him as a co-signer so I could buy ASAP. But the problem with that is like we'd each put 10 grand down. We get a house. I pay the whole mortgage. And then in, 3 years from now, if we sell, he could potentially make, $150,000. He's got a serious construction background. We were going to make these houses look all pretty, like Airbnb like. That was and he's one of my best friends, so I don't know if I wanted to mix like business with family or friends. So I wanted to do it my own route, and I was like, you know what, I just have to move out to the East Coast, whether it's Chattanooga, Asheville, Florida. I literally don't care at this point. I just want to leave California. Johnson City, Kingsport, Hendersonville, Knoxville, it doesn't matter. But I wanted to do a 6-month lease because I could probably get a home loan by myself in 6 months because I've been doing this for like 6 months. Long story short, nobody wants to rent to anybody for 6 months. They want a year lease. So it's like, okay, I just have to go out to somewhere and just rent a house. So I'm going back and forth with a lot of real estate people right now. Cranky old ladies remind me of like Darlene Snail from Ozark. I got a house.
I'm not sure that it is. I haven't seen the show, but that's still funny.
Darlene Snell is the woman that runs the heroin operation from Ozark. Anyway, now you're supposed to know. I'm an idiot. So I'm going to go out there and it's like, I could buy a house with a co-signer as a buddy. I could own a house, but like, hey, I'm just going to go out there. Asheville, Johnson City are very close. And from there, it's pretty good hubs to check out. Nashville, South Carolina, Charleston, Myrtle Beach isn't far. And I'm going to just use that year kind of to do what Trent's doing. I started Homebrew for Life 5 years ago. I only have 10 videos that people actually watch. And that year, it's kind of like my punishment to myself for making all these not dick off, but like class clown. I should have just hit the ground running, being like, hey, grain to class. We're making videos that people will actually watch. Now I'm going to spend a whole year doing that and play catch up for my content strategy for the last 5 years.
Nashville is awesome.
I got buddies out there too.
Nashville's amazing.
I got buddies
really
out. Yeah, they live on the outskirts.
Especially if you're into music, just to go to like every fucking bar has like there's 3 levels. Each one of them has a house band.
It's getting expensive. It's getting expensive. Really quick.
Sure, yeah.
ChrisRadi's in the house, man. Really quick, big shout out to ChrisRadi. It's getting expensive. Nashville's expensive. I can't afford to live in Texas the way that I want to. Where Just lives in Austin, Houston, San Antonio. All those houses are only, if you want to buy a 3-bedroom house where I live, it's about $800,000. If you want to buy one in Texas, they're about $500,000 or $600,000. I'm talking same neighborhood, same class, same crime, same public schools. If you want to buy one out in,
crime,
like levels of crime, I
know what you mean. This is funny hearing it that way.
Privacy. But if you want to buy something out in South Carolina or Florida, you can get the same thing out there for about $400,000, and that's where I'm at. And so I
Hey,
got
come to Michigan, man. Metro Detroit, super cheap compared to those prices.
8 Mile, yeah, Lansing. The bottom line is that I have to leave. I have to leave California. I don't afford to live here. I can't afford to live here. It's way too permitted. It's the most political place. It's the most divided place. It's the most expensive place.
Most populated in America.
It's the most populated. There's 40 million people here. There's too much
Jesus
traffic.
Christ.
There's too much road. The cost of
Holy
living.
shit.
You know, it's funny because you go out to Asheville and I'm talking to Ross. And I'm talking to Kyle and Emmett, and they're like, dude, I don't know. You know, I bought my house for like 140,000 and it's worth like, you know, 300,000 or whatever now. And they're like, dude, and gas is up to like almost $3 a gallon. I'm like, gas is $5 in California. This house is $800,000 in California. If you came out to California, like you probably wouldn't even believe it. Like you'd probably think you're in like Total Recall. You know, it's going to be like a futuristic, crazy utopia. And hey, California's rad, man. Like the weather's rad. If you take, it was rad up until 2019. I'm gonna leave it at that. So I'm just turned 37. I just need to like buy a piece of property. I just need to buy a piece of property, and I want to do it on my own. So I'm gonna have to rent for a year. Long story short, I'm just gonna go out to one of those cities and rent a house for a year. If anybody's got a deal, if anybody knows anything, or a guest unit or a granny flat, I could pay you 6 months rent up front. I could pay you 3 months rent. I've got a 750 credit score. And all of that means absolutely nothing in California unless you have $100,000 down to buy a $600,000 condo. Let's drink beer.
Like, hey, I'm a YouTube influencer.
I'm a YouTube douchebagger. I don't even put out fucking videos anymore, but I will.
Sure.
Now, my last video, I don't know, but we're coming back. We're coming back. Moved to Philly. I kind of grew up in Philly, sort of. My mom was a flight attendant for U.S. Airways. I love Philly. It's just I'm trying to get away from people. I'm trying to get away from, you know, towns and stuff like that. Buying a house in Sarasota. Want to cosign CH? I'll give you $5,000 if you cosign for a house. Bodine's Brews. Ryan Bittner, Cali baby. Nah, we're going to Costa Rica. That's my old boss. That's one of my best friends. He owns New Cave Construction. We talk about it all the time about leaving.
Oh, Matt crashed again.
What's up?
Matt crashed again.
He crashes the smiles. Like the grin is just like... He'll come back.
If that happened to me, I'd have like one eye closed and like half my mustache.
I'd look
in
like
the wrong.
Yeah, I'd look like Sloth from Goonies. My titties would be hanging out.
Oh my god.
My man boobs. Where's Sarasota? What up, Bittner? Bittner, let's get out of here, man. Ryan Bittner, we need to go on a vacation. We need to go to hey, have you ever been to anybody ever been the, what do you call them, cenotes or cenotes in Tulum or Cabo? I want to get my ass down there.
Cabo, Mexico?
Yeah, cenotes are like the underground I don't know what I'm trying to say. They're like crystal clear blue little pockets and underground caves and stuff. I'm down, Ryan. Ryan, you say when? I'm in, man. I just beat COVID. I beat COVID. Gulf Coast side of Florida, right below Tampa. We might need to be talking about this Bodine's Brews, but yeah, you know, me and Ryan, like I said, our buddy Brandon, he's moving out there. Brandon just bought 2 houses in Clearwater, Ryan Bittner, or St. Pete. St. Pete?
Damn.
Yeah, he's living good, man. Dreaming of Tulum. Let's do it, Bittner. Let me know when it cleans up a little bit, and I'm down.
I have an apartment that looks like I'm in a jail cell.
I'm going to go to Mexico. I'm not coming back, man. I've thought about that, just putting all my shit in storage and just like spin the globe, put the finger, let's rock and roll.
I would love to go to Mexico just for the food, to be honest.
Dude, you live like a king in Mexico, unless you're at one of those like inclusive golf courses. It gets pretty pricey then, but yeah. Spleens, lived in Palm
Where they
Springs.
recommend you not leave.
What's up?
Where they recommend you not leave.
Hotel. He's back. He's back. Underground water systems. You can swim in them. Paulo knows what's up. Paulo, where are you from, man? Are you down there in Tulum? Tulum has the
There's Matt.
Matt is back. Tulum has the pyramids. They've got all the ancient crazy Mayan shit. And if I said something that's racist or not Mayan or Aztecian, I didn't mean that. I'm just a shitty white guy. But you know what I'm saying? It's got a lot of history. There's some crazy shit that went on there. I want to go check
It is
that.
awesome.
Yeah.
They were like ahead of their time in what is it called, like terraces, where they're able to like make the cliffs stable, and then they can also like farm off them, or in that spot. I don't know what else.
Apocalypto.
I'm not gonna talk like I'm smart or anything. No, not Apocalyptica. Like Machu Picchu, as an example.
Machu Picchu is Peru, I believe. But yeah.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
All right, this is where I come off.
I'm just showing up.
It's all the same shit. No, I'm kidding.
CH going full Whoopi Goldberg on us. I think that's something she probably got cancel culture for.
Yeah, right.
Mayans are gnarly. Everybody was gnarly back in the day.
I have a Chichen Itza tattoo. Bodine.
No, Ryan, let's do it. Bidner, let's talk. Ryan, I think we're going out tonight to Chandeliers or Chandlers off Pano. Let me know if you want to get down. But in the meantime, they're interesting. Somebody just said that I've lived in Palm Springs, Carlsbad, Salt Lake City, and Virginia Beach. Utah is by far my favorite. That's interesting. What makes Utah stand out aside from the price?
Utah, the state?
Utah, the continent. Yeah, I think Utah, the state.
Well, there's probably like Utah, Florida, some dumb shit like that. The thing about Utah is I believe their liquor laws are like restrictive as fuck.
Yeah.
I think that alcohol is like can't be above a certain percentage, and if it is, you have to export it. Like fuck that state.
Philadelphia and Utah. They don't ship. You can't do beer clubs or wine clubs that ship in there. As of 2008, when I worked at a winery, we'd have people come in from Utah. I'm like, I didn't want to talk to them, man. Just give them the B-list customer service.
Yeah. I know the arches.
I
wish I was used.
Hold it down, Gnome. Matt, are you still there in spirit?
Yeah, I'm here.
Freeze frame.
I haven't crashed yet.
All right.
Yep.
Crickets. This is what I bring.
So what were you guys talking about when I left?
I don't remember what we were talking about 5 minutes ago.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Nah, all I know though is I keep seeing like something. It looks like something's in my beard, but I don't know what it is. I keep looking to try and pick it out, but
I had a beard and I shaved. It was a mistake, so I'm growing it back. So
don't do that. You're not supposed to do that.
Well, I asked the wife, like, should I shave? And she's like, yeah, you should do it. I'm like, okay. So I did it, and I instantly looked 20 years younger. So I'm like, I'm growing it back. So.
Oh, dude, you don't want to see me without a beard. You'd be looking for my chin. I don't have one.
That's the great thing about beards.
My chin's like right there, and then with all the beard below.
Yeah.
Oh my god. What's up, Goose? You drinking anything?
Homburgon. Have you ever been to a Homburgon before?
I have not, and I think last year was actually or maybe the year before that was in my city too. So I probably should have went, but failed miserably on that. Yeah. Well, I'm not really like a social person, to be honest. I'm not someone that goes out and talks to people.
You're on a live stream right now. What are you talking about?
I'm sorry?
You're on a live stream right now. What are you talking about, man? You're live on the internet.
This is different where we all have the same interests.
All right. That's fair.
You know what I mean? We're all talking the same game here, basically. You know what I mean?
No, I got you.
When I talk about beer, I assume everyone knows what I'm talking about, which that is the wrong approach, but that's just like, I don't know, that's the way my brain works.
No, it's a business language. We all speak the same language. Lingo.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Are you sipping on it then, Matt?
I'm sipping on it.
Yeah, it's still the IPA. Once I'm done with this, I'm switching over to the stout. So I've had enough bitter and dry for now. So
I wish I had some homebrew. I fucking I don't know. Like I said, I've been at it for like 2 months.
I pretty much exclusively drink homebrew. I rarely go out and buy beer. So I usually have enough on tap where I brew enough where it's okay.
RajCon. I agree with Elementary. That needs to happen.
Is Elementary in the house?
Yeah.
Right on, man. Do you guys want to get James on? I kind of talked to him a little bit earlier in the week about coming on. Where's party time? Should we send him one?
Why
I think
not?
I posted a little while ago.
I had one beer. I've had one beer and maybe a quarter, and I'm buzzing.
If I'll be, I'll talk about
buzzing.
it. But like, I'll be. This is the weird thing about post-COVID. Cannabis fucked me up. Like one hit was like I smoked a whole joint. Like I'm not even kidding. Like it was a really weird
Later, Matt.
like reaction for like about a week, and then it faded real fast.
Wait, so you got your tolerance back?
Yeah.
Okay.
But for a week, I was like the worst lightweight. I was like, what is this shit? What the fuck?
was
Like,
that good or bad? Do you like being that stoned, or does that freak you out?
It didn't freak me out, but I mean, I've been doing this since I was like a, mid-teens, but I do prefer sativa. Just I'm a mellow person. I don't want to be like couch locked, but I want to like still do stuff and be able to think clearly. So to be that high is just like, I don't know. I don't really enjoy it anymore.
No, I hear you. That's why I did kind of stop smoking weed from a bong. And to be
Should I
honest
not
with
be
you,
talking about this type stuff?
no, we're chilling. Weed's the cool thing to do now. I mean, back in the day, weed was like bad rap, super bad rap, but now it's all pharmaceutical. I don't know pharmaceutical, but it's all like, it's helps with mental health, mental illness, and stress reliever and all that stuff. It's completely different how it was in the 90s. Back in the 90s, it was reefer madness and gateway drug and all this shit. It's crazy, man. What up, Jerome Haskins? Weed is the new IPA. Yeah, if we can get Brian
we have recreational spots just like California does now. Like they're all over the place. They're popping up left and right.
Reefer Madness.
There's a lot
IPA.
of money into it.
That's funny. Reefer Madness. Yeah, I mean, there's.
Oh, we lost Matt again.
I'm here. I don't know
go.
what's going on, but my Discord's just like closing and opening.
Are you on a
real
phone
quick,
or on a computer, Matt?
I'm on a computer.
Huh.
Yeah,
like a
so
firewall that's just saying
if
fuck
you
you.
if it
Discord.
gets too annoying, just let me know to fuck off, and I'll.
Oh no, I don't care.
No, not at
close it
all.
for the night.
Hey, for those who are caught up, ChrisRadi just reminded me I need to give more of shout outs every half an hour or every 15 minutes or something. We got Gnome Brewing out there in Rhode Island, and we got Trouble Brewing with Matt out there in Michigan. And we have links to their YouTube channels in the description of this video. And if you guys check those out, give them a subscribe, give them a like, or just subscribe. That would mean a lot to them and mean a lot to me. They've got good channels.
Yeah.
They put out videos consistently.
Not me.
Not
Not
you.
me.
Yeah, Matt's coming up on 1,000 subscribers. No?
Close-ish. Yeah, it's like 800. Almost 800.
I'm going to
I
ship
think.
4 beers to you. I'm going to ship myself, and I'm going to pop out of a cake wearing a coconut
Perfect.
bra, singing you happy birthday.
I will be
as a
trying to
present.
pick it up though.
Yeah.
It's just been a rough time for me lately, but I will be picking it up.
Take your time, man. I was talking to Hellbrews about this the other day. He took a lot of time off. He travels for work. He's got a 1-year-old. I think he might have 2 kids now. He does have 2 kids now. He's got a boy and a daughter, and he's still trying to find time to put out content, let alone just put out brew days. And in the first 3 years I did Homebrew for Life, it was a joke, and I would do 2 videos and then take 6 months off. So there's no. The good thing about YouTube, it's a brand that doesn't go out of business. It takes a while to get back into the algorithm, but it's up to you. So it's not like a storefront where you're paying rent and labor and you just have to pull the plug one day. YouTube's a little bit different. Big shout out to ChrisRadi. Big shout out to Weldit321. Bodine's Brews. He's got Link going tonight. Ocarina. You know what? I might buy Breath of the Wind because I've been playing so much video games lately with COVID, and that just reminded me of the one that Trent bought the game, and he said he got hooked on it. And as rad as that is, I don't know if I trust myself, man. But anyways, big shout out to Bodine's Brews, man. Much love for that super chat for the OGs. That's an NBC.
Just say it!
Ready. I can't do it. I can't NBC a sour, man. I feel like Roger Clemens.
Oh,
And
Sorry, you have a sour as well?
I have a sour as well. I feel like Roger
Yeah, it's
Clemens.
hard,
Like
man.
you just got busted for steroids and you threw your arm out. So we got to bring you back to single A, double A, triple A. Getting a lot of
Work
love.
your way up through the minors.
What's up?
You got to work your way through the minors.
Got to work your way through the minors, man. What was that show called with not Ricky Bobby, the other guy?
Eastbound and Down.
Yeah, Kenny Powers.
I love that
Such
show.
a good show,
Oh my
man.
God.
Best
It
show.
really is.
Such a good goddamn show. Every season was different.
And Kenny Powers.
With Jason Sudeikis, when he watches him overdose and his friend's dying, and he looks down, and he snorts the rest of the cocaine, and then calls the cops.
That's some of the best stuff from Will Ferrell too. Like Will
Ashley
Ferrell's
Schaefer.
great on that show.
Ashley
Oh
Schaefer.
my God.
Ashley Schaefer. All right, let me look at
Have
Party
you
Time.
seen the outtakes when they lose it? Like he's
With,
like right in his face and shit.
who's the-
him and Danny McBride or whatever?
No, who's Craig Ferguson?
Oh.
Craig Ferguson?
Is that his name?
Who's the black dude from in the end?
Yeah.
This is the end. Take your
I don't know.
panties off when he's singing to Rihanna. Take your
No
Craig,
clue.
Craig
I don't remember
Robinson.
that one.
Yeah, it's the outtake. So Kenny Powers
Oh, okay.
and Craig Robinson were like high school rivals or whatever, and that's when they have to throw the pitch, and he throws it and knocks his eyeball out. Spoiler alert! Come on down.
Wow.
It's hilarious.
ChrisRadi, super chat. Much love, ChrisRadi.
I'll be
Roger
right back and grab one more beer.
Roger Clemens treats objects like women.
me too.
I mean, 5 more.
What was that from? Was that from Wayne's World? 1 more, 5 more. All right, let's see what's going on with Party Time real fast. Happy to come on. All right, Party Time's coming on. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's go back here. Craig Robinson. All right, what happened? We lost everybody. Whoa, 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 whoa. We're going to go to... All right. Party time. James, you have been summoned. All right. We got a dry Irish stout. There we go.
What's happening?
There he is, man. Nobody's more ready
Party
than this
time.
barrage. What is going on, man? Welcome to the party time.
Oh, thank you.
How are you, man? Let's make you guys a little bit bigger.
Oh man, fantastic. Just trying to get caught up with videos, but it never happens.
James, I'm glad you're here,
You gotta
man.
commit.
You do got to commit, man. And there's nobody
Yep.
that stands in your way except your own self.
And your entire family.
And your entire family and kids and your day job and all that stuff, man.
Not that they hold me up. They
Yeah.
don't hold me back at all. That's all me. All I gotta do is start waking up at 4 a.m.
Right
no
on.
problem.
We've been doing this a lot lately. We've been having a lot of fun, man. Let's get your link in the bio, man. And I want to give a shout out to the super chatters, ChrisRadi, much love, man. Bodine's Brews, and everybody who just subscribed to Matt's channel, who subscribed to Gnome's channel, and now James's channel. Let me get that going. Maybe Theron is still here. Big shout out to Theron. He does a great job, man. Love me some Party Time Brewing, Bodine's Brews.
Wow.
Back off,
Right.
boy child, seriously.
Yeah, me and Party Time did a dual brew day.
Check one.
Pretty fun. Oh yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Thank you,
It's always
Theron.
good to have an extra person on the stream there.
Yeah.
All right. So now that we've talked about everything that we've talked about, what else is there to talk about?
Man.
What else is there to talk about? You were saying you already talked about your next video at all, or are you still planning on the old cider thing?
We got the cider one, and I've said this before, and I said this again. I'll say it a million times again. But I used to get really bummed when I started making Homebrew for Life videos, just because I was like so afraid and insecure about like what people would think, and my friends finding it now it's cool, and my friends are on board with all my bullshit. I get bummed out now when I don't put out content. And I went to Asheville, I didn't have a video, and then I got COVID for a week. And I was like just in this weird spot. And I don't like to use the word depression because I think people throw it around too loosely. But you just like, what am I doing? Like do it or don't. Like fucking put out content. I'm watching TV right now. I'm playing video games for 4 hours. Like let's put out some content. I don't know. Do you guys feel that way or not yet?
Oh, yeah, I get bummed out when I can't put out a video in a week. Like ideally for me, I'd love to be able to put out one video a week and one short or something a week.
Good man.
Even if it is just slicing up some old videos to just put
Anything.
a short out or a reel or some crap like that. But
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
fun.
really, everything falls flat when you're not putting out the content. All the views and all that stuff. You gotta stay in
Oh shit!
stay in the zone.
But
Party
even
time.
but even beside the views, it's just like, hey, like, you know, that's why I love the BrewTube community, because I see a video, I'm like, okay, this guy put out content, Just Brewing put out content, even like Elementary Brewing put out that thing what Matt just made, how to make your own beer system in your house on the screen, talking about, you know, what's on draft, to the point where, you know, it shows you your quantities and your corny cake left. I was like, you know what? I'm going to edit for 3 hours right now, because that's how my life works. I'll wake up in the morning, 8 o'clock. I'm going to edit for 3 hours. I'm going to play video games for 2 hours. I'm going to edit for 3 more hours. I'm going to play video games for 2 hours. And then I'm going to edit for 3 or 5 more hours, or fuck around with thumbnails or something.
Yeah, I've been on the verge of just trying to get into video games again, but I just can never seem to find the time.
It's kind of one or the other, right? You either want to edit or you want to play video games. So it's kind of this like teeter-totter of balance. Like, do I want to do nothing and have a good time right now? Or do I want to kind of gamble with looking like a fuckhead on the internet, and might look cool in this? You know, let's flip this coin.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Let's see what happens.
Hello, party time.
Hey, what you going?
Party time.
Party time, brews.
I know. Sometimes I'm having sex and I think of that, and it's weird.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Perfect. That was the goal.
Boy has issues. Ain't that right? Is Elementary still
That's
here?
right.
We got some loves. Clayton just subscribed to your channels, man. Shout out to Clayton.
Thank you.
All right, man. I don't know. I'm gonna shut up for 5
Nice.
minutes. See what happens.
What's up, Jess? See, Jess, party time. Yeah. So what do we
Man,
got? We got 60 people kicking around.
chug, your
What's it?
latest video was impressive. Did you do that in one take, or did you have to redo that at all for the?
I just no, I did the. It wasn't really 2 takes, but it was just the. I just talked about it, smelled it, and then just got a better, closer shot for the drink.
Well,
It was like the flavor wasn't really horrible, but it was the chunkies. The chunkies in it made me gag, and it smelled awesome. Like it smelled great with all the hops.
I noticed when you, right before your drink clip, it like the video clipped, and I'm like, oh my god, did he do this twice? Like he recorded it, like he didn't get the first shot, so we had to clip it and do another shot of this. Because I saw a clip in your channel, I'm like, oh my god, that would be terrible if you had to do this twice for YouTube.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. I only drank it once. It was just me kind of just switching over, like bringing it up to my face, and then stopping the camera, going in for the shot of actually drinking it, which I kept on the same angle, which didn't make sense because I could have just zoomed in on the video, but whatever.
Right. That was funny, man. That was really funny.
It turned out reasonable, and that was a lot of trub in there.
Yeah. No kidding.
Salvageable. I still got that in the keg sitting on the table downstairs, but haven't really brought myself to drink many more glasses. I think I've had 1 glass since.
Yeah.
What was
Nice.
the beer I missed out when I went to go get beer?
That's just it was a West Coast IPA that I brewed with on the 15-gallon system, and then I just had really bad transfer, like it kind of was clogging up and all that. So at the end, I had about 8 or 9 liters of pretty much trub slush, and I just threw it in a 10-liter fermenter or carboy, and just to see what it would do, and I got about, I don't know, 5 or 6 liters of beer after everything settled out. And let's see. Okay, so CH has, I don't know, 5 more minutes to not talk. He's gonna have a hard time. He's gonna have to communicate through the stream deck. That's the only thing he's allowed to rock, even though we can't hear what he says there. He's probably just pressing the buttons non-stop there now. But so yeah, Gnome, are you doing a video with the doing the probiotic
Yeah, yep.
one there? You got that?
Yeah. Sorry?
Oh no, you've already got that. Is that already fermenting, or is that just about to go?
It's still souring. I checked it today. It was at 3.9 pH. I want to go down to about 3.2. So I'm gonna try to wake up early tomorrow and take care of that before work. But we'll see.
Okay, yeah. I've heard sometimes it goes real quick. I've only done the souring once, and I just kind of left it a day, and it just happened to be around I think it was around 3.4, 3. Yeah, it was right around 3.4, I think. You can go to
Yeah,
my video and find out. But
3 point. Did you pre-acidify? Like,
I just did I made a starter with grain. So just did
okay.
just grain and DME, let it naturally ferment. I put it in the fridge with like a heat pad for, I think I had it in there 3 or 4 days, but it just kept it at about 100 degrees Fahrenheit for 3 or 4 days, and
So
it
you
got
made a
all
lactose
bubbly.
starter.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Somehow
Did
I don't know exactly what it's called, but it was off of one of those websites when you search up
yeah.
how to do the starter. That's how I did it. So I have some of the probiotics, but I never tried those yet.
But did you like post mash? Did you pre-acidify the wort before you pitched the lacto?
What did I do? Basically,
I'm just
yeah,
curious.
I got the starter ready. Then I guess I brought the mash up to after the starter was done. Made a mash, brought it up to, I think I brought it just to the boil to pasteurize or just to kill anything that was kicking around. Then cooled it down to the I don't know, what is it, like keep it at like 35
100.
degrees or 100. Yeah,
Yeah.
100 there for, I think it was only about a day, and then after that just boiled it again through a little. I didn't go too crazy on the hops. Like, it was a really malty, really
Yeah.
malty beer.
The last time I did your method, this time I actually didn't even do the post boil. I'm just gonna do the pre boil before the
Okay.
pitch. I'm just gonna pasteurize at the end. But both times, yeah, I didn't even add hops, and there was no balance issues. But it's actually a decent style where you can like get away with like a small like whirlpool edition or flame out edition of like some really like flavorful or aromatic hops. But
Yeah.
that's I mean, that's the most I do. I don't even count that really. Like, if at most it comes out to like 4 IBUs.
Oh yeah, for sure. It was pretty light on that. It was just a little bit malty for me, but I had like, and I thought it was kind of overly malty. But I think a couple days later, I went to a brewery and they had a couple sours, and they tasted reasonably similar. So I was like, okay, I guess I didn't screw it up too bad, unless we both screwed it up.
Have you ever used Philly sour? And if so, did you notice that there's like a mouthfeel?
I haven't tried it yet. I got a pack sitting in my freezer or fridge downstairs, but I just haven't
Wow.
Yeah.
haven't tried it. It's on the list, but hopefully it doesn't end up being one of the yeast that just goes bad in the fridge. But luckily it's dry, so it'll last a while.
Yeah, it should be fine. I was talking earlier. I do really like that yeast, but my main complaint is it just doesn't get quite as tart as I want. Like,
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, the one I had, I thought it was almost too sour, but again, I just tried a few afterwards, and it wasn't. It was right around the 3.4 or something. You said you want it nice and sour. You want to go down to the 3.2.
3.2, yeah, that's what I went with last time I used probiotics, and it was like a good result. So I just want to it's
Just
kind of
copy it.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and I used your favorite ingredient. I used one pack of the one of those little tubes of extract in it just to give it a little bit of a raspberry flavor, which is just like super subtle, so it wasn't too bad. But it definitely it would be way better if you just took the bag of Costco fruit and just boiled it off real good, and then tried it.
One of my favorite peanut butter beers is fake artificial flavor, so it is what it is. Like, as long as
I gotcha.
good, like, whatever. It's just that's my approach. I mean, I'm also a dumbass. I try to use organic whenever possible, which is like just not realistic. Like, if you're making a big batch, you can't do that. But,
Oh yeah, if you got the ingredients or the options in the supply stores, then have at her. But it's hard sometimes. And I guess, do you just order online for pretty much everything, or do you got some good stuff out there?
we
Good
do have
shops.
a local malter. I want to say it's called like, oh shit, is it Valley Malt or Stone Path? I think it's Stone Path out in the Cape. And I did email them. I just haven't had a chance. It was like during COVID, and I didn't really want to fucking drive in like, I don't know, a hazmat suit to fucking get bulk grain. But yeah, usually I just order through More Beer, if I'm being honest. Like, nothing against Northern Brewer, but I don't know, just More Beer. Even though their selection sucks.
Yeah.
It's just
That's where I order. I do a little bit of More Beer stuff, but it's just because I got a buddy that can bring it over the border for me.
nice. Oh, that's right too.
Or the
Yeah.
brewer is usually
Right.
my pick.
Okay.
Northern Brewer, yeah. Like, I mentioned this before, if you're buying bottles, they're like one of the best sources, especially homebrewers. Like, they cover the shipping, whereas if you try to buy that through More Beer, you're gonna be paying like a premium just to get your bottles, which hopefully
yeah.
using bottles anyways, but
Yeah, they seem to be reasonable for a lot of the stuff, like a lot of free shipping. But I noticed like when if you want to order a full bag of grain, like I was gonna a little while ago order a full bag from them, and I think the 55 pounds is like just slightly over the price when shit gets real expensive when you're for delivery. At least that's what my buddy says. It goes pretty heavy in the
yeah, but
Amazon or the eBay.
that's the thing where Northern Brewer actually is again better than more beer. Like I'm being honest, like there's some times where I prefer more beer, but Northern Brewer the shipping's included, and like if you compare the prices, Northern Brewer is a little bit better. But didn't you say you like get bags of grain through like your homebrew club or whatever?
Yeah, we do. They do bulk buys once in a while. It's just certain grains aren't on the list. Like it's the bulk buys where I think they're fairly Viking oriented. I think it's Viking malt.
Viking malt, yeah.
Yeah, most of them were that. The list wasn't like it's fairly.
I haven't
all
tried
the
Viking malt, but I
straightforward
have
ones.
heard some pretty bad stories.
Yeah, I think once when I posted about Viking malts in the Discord, some stuff came up about it, but I haven't had a problem with it. But I also don't. I'm not like I'm not crunching my numbers. I don't know like where you did the schooling and stuff. Like, are you kind of calculating out on your own when you make a recipe? Like
extract percentages?
using.
I don't give a fuck about that. I just
Yeah.
anything close. Like I mean, my the mash pH in the kettle sour is 5.4, which is like technically a little bit higher than I would have preferred. But I mean, if I didn't have to worry about water chemistry and every single beer I mashed in came out at 5.4, I'd take it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, for sure.
so.
Matt says
7 minutes.
You were thinking about getting a. Oh, CH is back.
We did it. That was 7 minutes, man.
Nice, congrats, good work.
We did it, man. Shout out to Bodine's Brews, man. He's being the barrage tonight. I'm glad to see Bodine's Brews back. Everyone's here. Jorge Castro just showed up, man. Vows of Silence, man. In my head, I was listening to, I don't know, man, some Simon and Garfunkel shit. Let's end the poll. We got some haters in the house. I plugged all of your guys' YouTube channels. Somebody subscribed. You got a lot of subscribers tonight.
Nice.
Matt Ushman.
Hey, you.
James, you got one so far. No one's going to
that's all I
step
need.
forward. That's all I did. That's why we're here, man. And just want to give a shout out to everyone that's here. We're 2 hours coming up. We got 60 people watching, man. Stream is back. This is my third beer, but I'm 2.5 beers in. Day 11, we caved. 11 days sober, and we're chilling. And we're chilling.
What's up, Jorge?
Jorge's
Sure.
here. I gotta.
Yeah, and
Piss
like
like
you were
a
mentioning,
racehorse.
you gotta get the Bragio cart going sometime. But I think we talk about that every week, and it just never ends up happening.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And I was like, okay, I actually thought about figuring it out. And I was like, well, I have to pay taxes. I have to figure out AAA. I have to figure out like where to live. I have to figure out all this shit. I'm like, let's just
Not
do
on
it
the
tomorrow,
list.
man. Yeah. We're just going to do it tomorrow. Be right back, gentlemen.
Good luck.
Do all of you guys have Switches in Mario Kart, or?
Yeah, I got one.
as well.
Okay, nice.
Okay, I gotta add you or something because I
yeah,
love
for sure,
Mario
just-
Kart.
Yeah, posts. I haven't played too much lately. I had it on I think I had it on Wii U for a bit, and then I didn't play it. And then I bought it on the Switch and was expecting a different game, but it was the exact same game they just released on the Switch.
Yeah, lately I've been playing a lot of Diablo 2. Diablo 2 has been fun.
What?
Okay, nice. I know that's a game I'd like. I never got into it though.
Yeah, it's a fun game.
Yeah, you're. Never mind. I'll stop.
Okay, Kurt Pick wants politics.
I was gonna nerd out. You got your Enigma.
I do have an Enigma.
Oh, jeez, you really have been grinding.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going. It's a coveted item in Diablo.
Runes. Yeah.
That's
Nice,
hilarious.
nice.
We got another super chat. Joseph Ide. One more
Nice,
5
nice,
times,
nice.
man. Joseph, welcome back, man.
ChrisRadi, are you in Massachusetts?
He's got the link going too, man. I love you, Joseph.
Shout out.
I love you, Bodines. ChrisRadi. ChrisRadi is the fucking barrage. He's the brunch.
So Fernando, Peter from Genus has mentioned this, and I kind of agree with him. Like, it's not really a goes with Philly sour. You could use Philly sour and add salt. I've done it. It still turns out a really good beer. But if you want to it depends on if you want to like make it more accurate or not. Is I guess is my answer. I say just go for the Philly sour. It's much easier. Just toss a little bit of sea salt in there. Go easy on it. Like maybe for a 5-gallon batch, like 4 grams. If you want to risk going more than that, that's on you. But
Could I ask a really potentially dumb souring question?
Hell yes.
Is there any reason why you couldn't just put a bunch of lactic acid in it and skip lactobacillus and all the souring methods?
That's what they do at Culver. There's a lot of different ways you can sour. There's a lot of different ways. Ultimately, you're just bringing the pH down.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, can't you just pitch a bunch of lactic acid and just immediately start?
the problem is like even with lactose, there's different lactose strains. They do provide mouthfeel. That's why I asked Party if he had used Philly sour. So there are going to be differences, mostly in the mouthfeel, and then sometimes in like kind of like the it's hard to describe, but like the initial like lactic response when you take a sip. If that's my like the best I can possibly explain that. I'm not even gonna try better than that. But so there are
maybe Brewlosophy has a video make a study on it or something. But yeah, I was looking at it, I was like, oh yeah, you can use lactobacillus, it produces lactic acid. I'm like, can I just put a bunch of lactic acid in it and it's like $3 for a whole container? It seems pretty fast.
Dr. Hahn, like someone mentioned 100% acidulated malt sour.
Yep, same
Hahn's
deal.
Tried to do the thing about acidulated malt. It's for pH corrections, not for a souring. So that's like
right.
Oh gosh, what was it? Lactic? Yeah, you can do it, and like I said, there are people that will adjust or correct their pH with lactic to try and dial it into where they want. Say they say they're aiming for 3.2 pH and they get 3.5, they'll correct with lactic. That's totally fine. But if you're going to try and make like a kettle sour with just lactic,
yes,
I don't know. I would probably notice the difference personally, like because I've made quite a few kettle sours. But yeah, well, have you ever like tasted lactic? Like even just like when you use it and like it gets on your fingers and you taste it, it's got a
I've tasted. It's like a lemon. It's like a lemon tart sour.
Very distinct. So I don't know. I would say because I don't know if you guys made any like mixed ferm beers too with like real bacteria or pediococcus.
No.
There are definitely differences, and you really can't fake that with lactic acid. Is pretty much my sum it up.
You can also just use more grain, though. I mean, you could also just pull in more like Pilsner malt. You know, that's going to bring the shit down. There's a way that Culver does it where they don't do it the way that like most people do it with Lactobacillus plantarum or the Good Belly shit.
Right. Well, they use to sour. Do they use just the grain? Right. That's what Maury said he uses. No.
Yeah. So there's different ways to do it. It comes down to your system, comes down to your process, comes down to I think it ultimately comes down to time. As with everything in life at the end of the day. But there's definitely different ways to bring down pH in liquid. But I just do it the same.
I'm very opinionated and I just fucking put my point of view out there. Like,
dude, no, you're fine. No, dude, no. You have very good points, but every time you bring up a point, you start apologizing for it. I'm like, dude, that was like really fucking rad.
I'm self-deprecating. That's my style. I just beat myself up. Keeps me in check.
Nah, man, you're on one. No, there's like 3 or 4 different ways. At one time, I used to know how to kettle sour, but I haven't done one in a very long time, man. And we talked about this before. I think it was with James. The human brain is like a PlayStation 2 memory card. It's like I don't want to learn anything because then it just knocks out like Christmas. You know, when I got a Nintendo 64 Purple Atomic Banjo-Kazooie controller, you know, I was like, you can only remember so many things when you're pushing 40. It's like, you want to teach me this shit. Okay, but that just took away like, you know, blowing out the candles with grandma. You know, like at one time I knew it, but then you learn some new shit and adios to whatever. But at one time I used to know these things. I promise. Or does somebody else have a bigger memory card than me?
Oh, my memory
don't.
There's
James?
See you later, Jess.
Yeah, no, not here.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Sometimes what do they say in Forrest Gump? It's weird. Some things you remember and some things you don't. It's like the older you get, you're like, damn, like that's the truth. Why do I remember some things? And some things were like, I don't know it at all what you're talking about. Like, dude, you were there. You were the guy, this and that, with the bong, and you stole it. And we ran. We got away. Like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Nothing.
That's nothing to do with having a good memory, though.
What's
That's
up?
just being
Too
fucked up.
Too many bong rips. Yeah. Too many scraping resin loads.
Oh, jeez, dude.
Too many smoking
I used to do a thing
Tin
where you
foil
would
through an
scrape
apple?
the bowl for all the resin, and you would put it in like a joint paper, and then like make like one of those little snap old shitty fireworks that the kids would use, and then you like pop that in the bowl and then smoke that. I'm gonna stop.
Dude, you don't need to stop. And I'm gonna play devil's advocate with James, because sometimes when I do drink or I am stoned, my memory comes back, and I remember like, oh yeah, like that's how you beat the water temple in Ocarina of Time. Like, oh yeah, that's where you get the hook shot in A Link to the Past. But dead sober, I'm like, what? No, I don't know. Like, I think it goes both ways. People think that alcohol or drugs or marijuana kills brain cells, but sometimes when I'm super baked, I'm like, that's how they did it. Like the annexation of Puerto Rico play from 1994. Like that's why I don't know. It's weird how it kind of goes full and then back with the memory, with sobriety and alcohol, at least for me. But there's a lot of times where when I'm buzzing and I'm by myself, I'll start writing. Like I'll start like, okay, I'll use that for a video. Oh yeah, Candyman, bees, the kid Macaulay Culkin dying, bees, mead, honey. Let's take it all. I would never think of this shit sober. Not never, but I don't know. There's this weird nostalgic thing that comes out when I'm drinking beer, and I like it.
There was nothing more fun in my 20s than getting high and playing guitar for like 4 hours in the dark, looking at like the illumination from the pedals and just going in a different plane and just.
You want to talk
like,
about space? Fuck yeah.
well, playing stuff that you would never come up with if you were sober, and that's the same kind of idea that you just said. Like, it puts your mind in a different state, and you're gonna think of things in a different way. Something, maybe nothing will come of it, but it totally does has an impact. Oh, it totally does have an impact. I can't even talk. I'm sorry.
You're right. And I'm not going to name his name, but we just left and we talked about how I wouldn't bring this up or talk about this. But on a recent trip, I went to somewhere a couple weeks ago, and I ate 2 handfuls of mushrooms, and I went. Ooh. Yeah. Did anybody watch the Instagram video I posted? And I woke up and deleted it when I woke up.
No.
All right.
I think I saw it there.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. And I've done this thing probably about 6 or 7 times in my life. And there's nothing, it's not even worth, you can't put it into words. Some things you do DMT, or you're on a trip, or you're on something, and you're crying your eyes out. Your calf muscles are strained. You have to stretch. You're sweating, but it's the most like beautiful thing ever. And it's ultimately, to me, it's like unexplainable. Like you just are in this thing. And at that point, like, yeah, that guitar riff or those 3 chords or the video game or that joke or whatever, it's like it's the ultimate, like you had to be there, and you could write about it or try to put it into words, but like I know exactly what you're talking about, and I just experienced that like tenfold 2 weeks ago.
Nice.
We'll save that for another night.
And now you're doing ayahuasca.
No.
So when are you on the Joe Rogan podcast?
When am I on? He got cancel cultured, right? I don't click on shit, but I see
he's doing just fine.
He's okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I think he didn't not that he really needed to, but he didn't apologize, but I think he just mentioned that he's just going to start trying to just make it so it's a little more obvious when it's just like, here's an opinion, which is really all he does. Just
he did it in a very
people talk.
like noble way. He didn't like call names or like, stoop low. He just, gave a fair and level-headed response. I thought it was well thought out. Like,
this was the Neil Diamond shit? The Neil Diamond shit, right?
Yeah.
No, we talked about this a little bit.
Yeah, it was Neil Diamond, and then the next day when Spotify lost $4 billion in value.
Yeah, and kind of saw a little bit of that Whoopi Goldberg thing, and in my opinion, you know, I don't think she did anything wrong. I don't think people hit her
Me
up as
neither.
like being anti-Semitic or whatever. You know, I think a little bit different because I'm not saying, you know, but people want to go like far left or far right, and I don't think she really did anything anti-Semitic, like she wore a swastika on her forehead or anything. But everyone's trying to bring her down, and
I think anyone should be able to say whatever they want, and if they say dumb shit, just ignore them. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I mean,
like
yeah,
I remember that.
That's not everyone, but
Well, I remember that. Here's how I think. Here's exactly how I think. Who's a little kid that brought like a gun to a thing, and there's a rally or whatever. So like the far left wanted him to be like a white supremacist. The far right wanted him to be like a hero. I'm looking at him like, what is a 17-year-old kid doing with a gun running around? Why do you have a 17-year-old kid with a gun running around like that? That's how I think, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. Like you're not a hero. You're not what are you doing? Where are the parents? You're a 17-year-old kid in the middle of the street with a gun running around. Like what? Let's just leave it at that. Like let's just leave it at that. And we are gonna leave it at that because this is a beer channel. That's just how I think.
Yeah.
That's just how I think.
abort.
Simcoe versus Mosaic. All I know is if I had any you guys friends, this and that, you guys are running around town with a gun, 17 years old, I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what the fuck? Like, what?
Yeah.
What the fuck's the matter with you? Like, what? Whatever.
Yeah.
Fab Setti's in
to
the
avoid
house.
conflict.
Yeah.
Not running towards it.
Here's my real dilemma tonight. I'm talking to a girl. I'm always kind of talking to a girl, getting dumped and shit like that. She works right across from where I live at a place called Chandler's.
I'm Googling it.
Do it. It should be on. Do it. It's on Pono Street. I'm not. Look it up. It's called Pono Street.
Okay.
Look it up.
It's on
Chandler's. She told me to come in
from
tonight.
Friends?
Yeah. Chandler's.
Was that Carlsbad? Something like that. Where do you live?
Yeah, Carlsbad. Exactly.
Probably best.
They
if you just
close at
post
9
their
o'clock.
profile.
I can go run across the street right there. But she told me to come
Damn, it's
in.
near
She
the
gets
ocean
up-
too, no?
I live right on the ocean.
Jesus Christ, bro.
Yeah.
Very
That's what-
nice.
How much? King of the Castle. They
It's always
close at
Simcoe.
9 o'clock. She lives in Rancho
Even if-
Bernardo. That's a
Even if it's
long
Simcoe versus Simcoe, Simcoe wins. Sorry, I had to answer you.
rock, paper, Simcoe.
Simcoe always wins.
Rock, paper, scissors. Yeah, I'm thinking about running over there. You guys want to do another half an hour here? I'm not leaving here
Sure.
till Matt Ushman tells us the secret ingredient to life.
Oh, really? Well, I got about 15 minutes left in me, so
It's behind the curtain.
it's the fermentation chamber.
Whatever happened to Kiowaska? Good question. Bodine's Brews. I think she still works at the place, but yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. I'm trying to take off in 1 or 2 months. I don't know why I try to date girls or put myself out there, but I'm doing it tonight because I'm a fucking idiot. And
You never know.
I think you do. I think most things in life, you know.
No,
This is it.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, yeah. Later, ClaytonGarred. Later, you brunch. But I've never been to this place. I've lived in Carlsbad Village for 7 years, and I've never been to Chandler's.
Is it literally across the street?
No joke. Like,
And you've never been there?
no, because it's south. I walk north to go into the village.
Oh, so it's across the street, but like down a ways, like you have to like walk to it or whatever.
It's 100 yards away from me.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I wish I had like some sort of bar or like restaurant that close.
It's too
I'd
cold.
fucking live there.
All you guys probably can't do what I do. No offense, even though I'm trying to leave California. But can you guys just get up? Well, you just answered that. But Michigan and Nova Scotia, there's got to be a place within 100 yards you can go get a drink at and watch the game, or no? James, Matt,
I'm a neighbor. Everyone has
100
everyone
yards
has
now.
that works.
sheds. Everyone has sheds done up like bars.
I would say it's about a half a mile walk from me. That's actually the place I like, even before I lived where I live now. Like that was the place I would drive to. So, which is funny because I still have never walked there. I just drive there. Don't tell the police that. Anyways,
Your secret's safe with me, even though we're live on the
Yeah.
internet. Is this live? What's this mean? Is this on?
fucking dying up here. Oh my god.
100 yards away is a neighbor, Todd Porter. See, that's what I want, man.
Oh,
That's what
shit.
I want.
Fucking
See,
Northern Brewer in the
see,
house.
Just is still here. He thought he was going somewhere. Just is still here. He knows what I saw. Like, Clawhammer and those guys, they have, like, an actual, what's the show called from Tool Time? Tool Time from Home Improvement. Like,
Yeah, like a studio type setup.
it's like they're home away from home. There's no bedroom. There's beer. They could do cooking videos if they wanted to. All the rooms are dedicated to production. There's this Braj Lawson. There's this Braj Nathaniel. And they're there all day just editing and writing and coming up with After Effects. It's like, I need one of those. They're not like a mile away from everybody. They've got neighbors and stuff like that. But it's like the ultimate like bar, YMCA, adult hangout thing like you could ever imagine. Just as miles away from a place. Damn, I don't know that, Justin. I thought you were in the
I'm about maybe 1 mile away from a place, but it's not too far.
not too far.
There you go. 10 minute drive here, so probably 6 miles.
I'm in ground zero of blowing all of your money on nightlife. That's where I live.
Yeah, no, we got to make effort for it.
Yeah. I thought Austin was. I know. Okay, so Texas is very spread out. All right. Kurt Pick, that's a bad problem, man. You better put a tip jar on top of that keg grater, man. They better throw some money in there. 15 minutes.
Right? Even if it was like I don't know, $1 a pint. That's,
Subscriber.
you know, it's still cheap as fuck.
Shout out to Itzos90. We got a subscriber in the house, man. This thing is only set up so you can only chat if you're a subscriber. So much love.
Back off, war child. Seriously.
Oh, is that why I can't type? I'm not kidding.
Oh. Come here. All right, no more Joe Rogan or Whoopi Goldberg fight. That'd be a good fight. Who would win in a fight, Joe Rogan or Whoopi Goldberg?
Come on.
That'd be pretty good.
He'd get her in a dreadlock.
Whoopi
What?
would smoke him. You never seen the movie with Ted Danson or whatever? I'm 5 minutes from a nice bar and a girl by car.
I think they went out, Ted Danson and Whoopi
They did,
Goldberg, if
yeah.
I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Yeah, I went to the movie theater when I was like 9 years old, and I watched. What's the movie? I watched like when I was a little kid. I used to watch 3 movies in one day. I watched that movie. What's the one with Goldie Hawn and Meryl Streep where they die with Bruce Willis and they shoot holes in their stomachs, but they're still alive? Death Becomes
I
Her.
know. Yeah.
Death Becomes Her. And then Renaissance Man with the
Danny?
penguin. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Danny DeVito.
Yeah. You know what's funny is I was watching there's a pretty good channel, GQ, and they talk about actors' most iconic roles. And last night I was watching one on Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he was talking about how coming up, he was a bodybuilder, and at the time, you know, it was all John Wayne and Clint Eastwood, and there was no minorities, nobody with an accent, maybe not too many women. You know, it was pretty much just like the Wild Wild West. You know, it's very stringent on how you're typecasted. And he was talking about his big break was Conan the Barbarian. And he wanted to get into comedy after things started going good, you know, working with James Cameron, the original Terminator in 1984, and then parlaying that into comedy. He always wanted to do comedy. He's like, you know, they made this movie with me and Danny DeVito. Originally, it was called The Experiment. And the way he explained it, he was just shitting on Danny DeVito inadvertently so hard. It's like, yeah, like we're hatched from like this petri dish. I'm like tall, brilliant, good looking. And then Danny's like, you know, like, and they're showing the clips from the movie Twins, where they go to the bathroom, they pee the same way, they wash their hands the same way. But you're looking at like the gnarliest human specimen of all time. And then like the penguin from Batman Returns. And I'm pretty sure Danny DeVito's a trooper, but like Arnold Schwarzenegger, could have chose his words a little bit wiser on the plot of the movie, on how he got the job. It's like, we want to get like the best looking person ever, and then like not the best looking person ever, put them together, and only their mother could tell them apart. I don't know, man. It was cracking me up. It was cracking me up. Later, Bodine. Bodine's out of here. Hey, man, much love for the support tonight, Bodine. Always a pleasure, man. Conan the Librarian, Shaving Ryan's Privates, and Twinks on Ice are the greatest flicks of all times. Changed my mind. Someone need to cut Hooligan 67 off. He's going massive. He's going Meso.
No, he's got a point there. Conan the Librarian from UHF. That was a good. UHF was a good movie.
UHF is a great movie, man.
Oh, Weird Al. Yeah.
Well, it's also Kramer. I forgot about that until I watched that. Like,
That was like one of the very first shows I went to go see as a small kid. I was probably like 7, which it was a Weird Al concert at like an amusement park.
Nice.
Which was awesome at the time, actually. Like, that's when he started like becoming like kind of a household
Weird
name.
Al?
He was on like, MTV. Yeah. He started covering like, Teen Spirit from Nirvana and like
Smells Like Nirvana. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a good show. Unfortunately, I didn't go the next week when Metallica was there. That'd have been much cooler. My parents had to chose the wrong week.
You actually brought up a good point, and I had a friend one of my best friends, I've said that probably 3 times a night, but I had a friend that legitimately used to listen to Weird Al. He'd pick me up in his car, and he'd be playing Amish Paradise from A churn butter once or twice, living in an Amish.
Hell yeah.
But
that video was awesome too, with his hair all done up and shit.
Yeah. But if you were to actually do what he did, like at a time when nobody was doing it, you're not with Saturday Night Live, you're not with a comedy troupe, you're just making fun of Michael Jackson and Madonna, like a surgeon.
Yep.
Organ
transplant. Yeah, he had like the scrubs on during that. I remember that.
But imagine doing that and being like, hey, I'm going to get so successful that people are going to buy my albums, and I'm going to be on MTV, and I'm going to sell millions of records, and I'm going to go on tour for making fun of pop culture music, music videos on MTV. There's nobody else I know on planet Earth, maybe Will Ferrell if he knows how to play instruments and stuff like that. But if you actually think about it, like he's like a one of one. Like there's no way he's got the accordion and shit, like what kind of fucking talent, awkward freak show talent, whatever. But like at the end of the day, there's no like B-list Weird Al, There's no like a guy that's tried to do that. There's guys that try to be funny and do comedy and do Saturday Night Live stuff. They have writers. They do all stuff. Weird Al is like in a league of its own. It's actually kind of weird if you. I'm just talking about the success and the talent. Like it might be weird, kind of nerdy, white guy mustache, porno, nerdy glasses. But you actually think like
porno,
like the porno stash, like the Adam Morrison. But if you actually think the reality of trying to make it as that, like, hey, I'm going to make fun of pop culture, and I'm going to come up with these budgets to produce my own videos to make fun of it.
Thing to a certain extent
it would take me a million lifetimes. It would take me a million lifetimes to figure that out, and I still wouldn't figure it out.
You'll be able to soon when Daniel Radcliffe plays them in the documentary. I think they're coming out with.
Really?
I think it's Daniel Radcliffe.
Really?
Like that.
Fucking Harry Potter?
I think so.
Harry
Potter's playing Weird Al.
I may be off on that one. I'm gonna have to go to Google.
Hey, really quick.
Hey, whatever. That'd be interesting.
We got some love from Sunset Hound, man. He's got a YouTube channel. I'll throw his link in the chat. He was there on Sunday, man. Much love, Josh. Cheers, Barrage. Sunset Hound. Homebrew for Life is cheaper than therapy. You know what's cheaper than Homebrew for Life? Put on UHF VHS. Steve Martin is an accomplished musician. Kurt Pick, that's how you had to be back in the day. You had to be like the one-man band. Like if you look at
multifaceted, you had to have multiple skills.
Yeah, like if you look at who's the guy that didn't say a word, Charlie Chaplin, all those guys from the 50s, all those things where they like take their top hats off and they throw it and it lands perfectly on a coat rack, or they kick their hat back up. It's like that didn't just happen. Like they spent their whole, that was their hacky sack. That was their skateboarding, you know, like they had tricks, you know? All right. I'm cut off.
No, we're fine.
Shut up. Okay, back to brewing. What's next, Gnome? What do you got after your sour?
Finally doing the Butterfinger Stout.
Oh, okay, nice. Yeah, you've been talking about that a while, haven't you?
Finally doing it, yeah. I'm still trying to like figure out my approach. I'm usually against putting, you know, things like chocolate and basically peanut brittle in the boil, but I think I will put a small addition in the boil and then just condition on the rest. I'm someone who's patient. I have no problem just like letting it sit on something for a week or two. So
Okay, nice.
approach. But yeah, I've been wanting to use bread in beer for a while now, and I was trying to think of like a style that it would work in. And you got to think about mash problems too. So that's why I kind of settled on like a table saison or like a petite saison somewhere in like the mid 3s, so you can go thinner on the mash and kind of get away with using the bread. So you don't have to worry about like, you know, shitty filtration or like your flow rate being god awful. You won't really have to worry about efficiency. Just basically make a low ABV beer and try to incorporate some bread. Reuben sandwich.
Fire everything in, take out the grains, and
Reuben IPA.
just let it ferment on everything. See what happens.
I like what Chris just said. Reuben IPA. That's like the two best things. IPA and fucking Reuben's was such a goddamn good sandwich.
Definitely no butter. Yeah, basically like you know, because the starches should you know, basically it would be like a cereal mash, I suppose. Like so those the diastatic power should convert the starches in the bread to create a little bit of sugar, but even if not, it still should like, you know, add hopefully like a rustic flavor. Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. It's just an idea I've had for a while, and like I said, I settled on like I love making saisons, as everybody knows. So I was, you know, the mash problem was the main concern. So I was like, I'll just make a low ABV beer, so I don't have to worry about the mash being a problem. Just run it super thin.
Gotcha.
Just Brewing still in the house,
what do you got
man.
next, Matt?
Just Brewing still in the house. Mop. We have to set it up where it just comes up right here where the chat is. But we're also not going to pull a Chip tonight. Sorry, Chip, but I'm throwing you under the bus for that one because when I had him on, we were doing Chip was doing like 11% braggots or what's the other one? Meads for the mandatory beer chugs. I was like, Chip, no, man. Like, this is
nothing but imperial stouts.
Nothing but imperial distilled water from here on out for Chip. Or CH. Heath Toffee Stout. God, that sounds good. You know what? Beer Quaz Nation is definitely onto something. And who did we see that? It was just Yingling, right? They had a Hershey's chocolate collab. I think you sent me that, right? No, I think Mike, Trans Am guy, sent that to me. But like, I think that's such a good thing, such a good collab. Like candies collabing with beer because you don't compete with each other. It's not like anything. It's obviously it's adults 21 having like a nostalgic thing. Like damn, like Butterfinger Stout, Heath Stout, Reese's Pieces Stout. Are you kidding me? I think what Hershey's did with Yingling was genius. And obviously it's Yingling that's trying to get Hershey's to come on board. You want the Disney Channel candy to come on board. And just with what he said right there, I would buy that. Heath Toffee Stout. Because I remember Heath. And I used to eat it with my dad growing up. You guys remember Heath Bar?
Yeah, of course.
James?
Yeah.
James?
Yeah, they're one of those ones that we only ever got when we visited the States because they didn't have them up here.
No?
My only problem with that candy bar is like the
Get
whatever
stuck
it
in
is.
your teeth? Eat your fucking teeth.
It's almost like the pressure so much where that like filling is like it's hard to like chew on almost. Like it's not really enjoyable in my opinion.
Turns you into a tweaker.
It does taste good, but it's not like something like a Snickers bar where it kind of like dissolves easily when you're chewing on it. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's a little bit of work involved.
Right. Yeah, that was kind of a thing. It was like texture's kind of a big thing. What was the one you used to, if you had a loose tooth, it'd rip the white one? yellow, black checkers. You'd rip your tooth out with it. Laffy Tap. Abba Zaba.
Oh, that's
Abba
definitely
Zaba.
chewing
Abba
on
Zaba.
that. Yeah.
Abba Zaba.
I think
Abba
it's just
Zaba.
like toffee or something, isn't it? Or what's shit?
Matt, you remember Abba Zaba?
No.
It was like white something, but inside of it was like Reese's Pieces thing. And if you had a loose tooth, you'd take a bite and then pull it out, but it would stretch like 3 feet.
All right, the one I'm thinking up here is Macintosh. It's like Macintoshes or something, just toffee.
Charleston Chew was a good one. Charleston Chew was a great one. ChrisRadi.
Oh yeah, they're good.
Payday.
Better frozen.
Payday was a good one. Bit of honey. Do you guys remember Sugar Daddy? Sugar Babies, Sugar Daddy?
Yes.
Had
Dude,
those.
So fucking good. It was like
Kind of.
crap.
I haven't seen those in probably over 10 years. I used to get those all the time when I was a kid, like trick or treating.
Sugar Babies or
Yeah.
Sugar Daddy was on the stick, man. Sugar
And you
Babies.
were just like, for
Yeah.
days, just fucking.
Yeah.
Your molars are probably like seeing better days. Fucking just. I don't know. I'll shut up.
Well, no, you don't have to shut up, man. Matt, what was your favorite?
I apologize.
You should. Yeah, you're gonna live in shame for the next 6 months of your life. You're fine, dog. Hey, Matt, what's your favorite candy growing up, man?
Kit Kat or Sour Patch Kids?
Oh, you were a Kit Kat guy? All right, we're done asking you
I do.
questions, man. I'm kidding.
You don't
I
like Kit Kats?
couldn't do Kit Kat. The wafer thing.
Yeah,
what pissed me
they're
off.
good.
What pissed me off is they had more advertisement budget than everything else. Give me a break. Give me a
Oh,
break.
I
Shut the
literally
fuck
just
up.
bought a king size Kit Kat for my wife like the other day.
Couldn't do
So
Kit
we just
Kat.
had one.
Couldn't do Kit Kat. Hated whatchamacallit. Hated Almond Joy. We've talked about this. I feel like this is coming up.
Big Turk. I don't know if that's a thing down there.
Charleston Chew was the shit. Butterfinger, Reese's Piece. I mean, what's the best? Probably Reese's Pieces. Snickers.
I mean, I don't
James.
really have a sweet tooth, to be honest.
Well, I'll go with Almond Joy, just because we don't really get them up here.
The worst answer.
Take
ever.
Five. Have you guys had a
Yeah,
Take
what?
Five before?
That's
What's
like the
up?
candy kids throw out of their fucking bag at trick or treat.
Take Fives?
No, fucking almond joys.
Oh,
I don't-
almonds, yeah.
Send them my way.
I sent that girl a text. I said, I'm still doing this. I think we're hanging out tonight. This might be one of these things we talked about, James, how we're probably going to delete this in the morning. But
No, it won't be deleting this one. I gotta roll soon anyway. I gotta leave
gotta
for work
roll
in like
too.
6 hours probably.
all right, cool. We got one more half beer in us or
Yeah, 1 more, 5 more.
one more, 5 more. Well, you guys are, I'm the one over here complaining about time. It's 8 o'clock.
Well, you got something to do though, so.
11
it's-
over here.
You got
I
your
have-
future wife to take it to go woo.
I got my second win. Believe me, before this shit, I was like, man, maybe I didn't want to cancel. Obviously, like we've been
Why-
doing too much of that lately. So.
Why'd you cancel last time? Me and you and Just were supposed to go back to back after we got that $1,500 that night.
Oh, I was hungover as shit, dude. I was
Same
fucking
with
hurting
me.
that next day.
Same with me. You were just like, dude,
Oh.
there's no way.
Dude,
We were
yeah.
trying to give you money and you wouldn't take it. That's how I knew you were a fucking
Oh no,
first ballot
I could
barrage.
be stone sober. I would not take your money or anyone's money.
Who's talking shit?
I just don't. I don't feel comfortable taking people's money. I really don't.
That's why.
we talked
That's why
about
you're
this,
my
actually.
brother. We talked about this. Hello,
Yeah.
hello.
If I were ever to be in, I need a cutthroat motherfucker to like be like, dude, we're getting money, motherfucker. I
We're
don't give a
live.
shit what you think,
We're live.
because I need like that
We're live
contrast. Like I
on
just,
the
I don't. I
stream.
feel guilty. I really do.
I'm on the stream. We're live. I'm listening, Braj. I'm talking
Sounds
to my
so
friend Gavin, but I'm hearing you. No, you haven't left your house yet. No, we're chilling. Can they hear you? Say something. That didn't work. What's the game plan? You hooking up with dudes or what? Yeah,
Trying to get signal.
Cruise
I
over.
forgot to pull his antenna out of
Bye-bye.
his phone.
Oh, bro.
I love. Still rocking the flip phone.
I'm
Keep
gonna
it.
unlock. I'm gonna unlock
Yeah.
the door.
And the antenna snapped off, so it's harder to
Did
hear.
it? He had to set the difficulty a little higher.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, this is too easy. Let me fucking break
Nice.
my antenna off my fucking 1990s phone.
Nice. Okay, who wants to say some shit that'll get this torn down?
Oh man.
Be like Yeasty. He's like the other day he did the stream. He's like, oh yeah, we're gonna tear this down right away. And then as soon as the stream was done, he's like, you know what, I might keep it up. And then he woke up the next day and was like, yeah, that's coming down.
Oh, dude. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeast went full CH, man. Yeast went full.
I thought he was going to keep it up for a minute, and I'm like,
no.
I didn't say anything too bad, but it would have been pushing the limits of good taste.
Yeast went on this thing where he was like, hey, I'm going to go to the bathroom, buy a bunch of t-shirts, watch all my watch time for monetization, and then came back and was like, I don't ever want to make money off YouTube. I don't want to pay taxes. I'm like, what? Like, what the fuck is that? You just said like the polar opposite things. You went from like everybody watch my channel and buy all this shit to being like, and
as long as I don't have to pay
unsubscribe. No. You know, at the end of the night, Yeast and Beast looked like he just got done hooking up with me. You know, like he just smoked a
halfway
blunt.
through a werewolf transformation or some shit.
Yeah,
That's all I got.
Never go full CH, man. Never go full CH. And it was fun. Thanks for having. You know, who was on that night? It was me, you, Clayton, Brewmill, James. Who
Yeah, it's bunch showed up.
When was this?
Saturday.
What day? Yeah, Saturday. He just had a random stream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's
eventually
he did some day drinking.
went on to her.
Yeah, he did some day drinking and then did some dinner drinking and then decided to go live, which is something I would have done, which I have done this year. It's never good. It's never good. We've talked about this, James. I'm 2.5 beers in, and I
was just proud of my Discord. See, I'll see if we can we'll get you taken down for copyright stealing Yeasty's likeness. Oh wait, no.
Whoa!
Okay, there we go.
There's the glory.
Yeah, there we go.
All right.
Yeast is on.
If it's nothing I said, then it's a good day. Like, cause usually it's me that just fucking says dumb shit. I try to rewatch some of these, like
hey, no,
the day after.
You say the least
I don't make it
dumb
5
shit.
minutes. Oh my god.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Oh, this reminds me of Conan when I forgot his name.
Yeah, that's what I caught it.
Robert
Smigel. Like
Smigel.
George Bush and all a bunch of
Robert Smigel. Yep. He did the ambiguous gay duo. He did all that shit. That dude was amazing.
Oh, is that who did all these things when he used to do it on Conan?
Yeah, he did the insult comic dog. Like he did all that.
What
shit.
was the dog's name?
Oh, nice.
What was the dog? Nitro.
Triumph.
Oh god, Triumph.
Hey, Britney Spears! Everybody say that you. Everybody say that you put out. Why don't you put out for me?
Oh,
he's like right behind her at the VMAs. No, it's just fun. I got a buddy showing up right now. If I want to give a big thanks to everybody who's on right now. Really quick, can we get Matt Ushman over 800 subscribers right now? He's knocking on the door, but will he get in? And I just put the link.
Hey.
I put the link in the chat. We'll hang out for 5 more minutes, and then we'll see, man. But this is awesome. Big shout out to all you guys, man. You guys make it happen. The chat makes it happen. If I was not here, or if I wasn't doing this, I'd just be jerking off to Zelda with my thumb in my ass, and we're chilling, man. Much love, Spleens. Look good looking out, man.
I appreciate that, Bear Boy.
Anybody else? Do you guys have any brew days or live streams or anything coming out? Thank you, Matt Mustaine. He's back. Matt Mustaine just subscribed. Did we get over 800? Trouble Brewing?
Must be getting close. I checked my other account and I already was subscribed.
He just got 4 more. We need 6 more subscribers. 6 more. The combination of 3 and 3. 3 and 5. Sunset Hound, much love. And then while we're at it, we're going to pull up Gnome Brewing. As awkward as Gnome thinks he is, he's definitely the most confident fucking looking dude in this chat tonight.
I don't know about that.
I do
Gnome
know
knows
about
his
that.
shit. He knows. He's the most knowledgeable of all guests anytime almost.
I agree with
Unless
that.
maybe Genius comes on.
Thank you, Kim
Genius thinks
Moto.
so.
Kim Moto. Thank you, Kim Moto. And here's Gnome Brewing. And then while you guys are at it, go to Party Time Brewing and unsubscribe. Let's bring him down.
Exactly.
Enough's enough. We've seen it all. Yeah. Matt subs.
Like his vids twice.
Matt subs is my next goal. Sunset Hound, man. Thanks for the super chat tonight, man. Tonight was fun. How come when you drink, time goes by super fast? Time flies
you're
when you're
having
having fun. Yeah,
It's
I guess so.
I don't know.
Something to do
Yeah.
with the drunkenness.
I've had 3 beers. Not saying I'm not drunk.
Oh,
but
nice.
Well, after I drink this, it'll be 3 beers. I haven't had a beer since I was hanging out with Just Brewing in a different time zone 2 weeks ago, 11 days ago.
Oh, nice. Well, not
Time
nice.
travel.
but
James,
Down like 10 pounds.
yeah, but it's like my mom always said, you don't lose it, you borrow it. I'll get it back in another week.
Words
Yeah.
to live by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hiya, son. Well, you're you got skinny for the wrestling thing. When football comes, you're gonna put it all back on. Serious video idea: small system, big beer. Genius tried to jam 20 pounds of malt in an anvil foundry. Yeah, I gotta talk to Peter about his ideas. But I think you can do a double mash with one of those electric brew in a bag systems to get a 1-to-1 wort. 20 pounds. I don't know. I'm gonna let somebody else answer.
Yeah, it's just a reiterated mash or whatever. So you mash once and then you mash again with the wort that you made from the first mash.
All right, I'm gonna do another
Apparently you
poll.
can get Okay, what do we got?
Leave this stream up. I never know. I
don't think. Well, I didn't see anything on this that's even close to. You gotta up that controversy level if you want to be tearing them down.
I don't know. I have no filter.
Yeah, leave it up.
We'll see.
I vote leave it up.
If it's
I didn't say
Yeah.
anything I'm ashamed of.
Yeah.
Matt,
That's a big plus.
Matt Ushman,
Yeah, leave it up.
leave
You're
it
just,
up.
I don't know. You're gonna separate the nation with your comments on Whoopi.
Whoopi Goldberg. I said that
Yeah,
Arnold Schwarzenegger beat her ass.
That's some controversy. Oh man,
Danny DeVito. Yeah, he's gonna show up at our door. He's gonna have the
Yeah.
ponytail and everything.
Joe Rogan's not gonna agree with what we said.
What was the songs we were singing the other night? I was on a good one with my Neil Diamond impression. What's this Neil? What's this? Neil Young.
Yeah.
James, we need one Neil Young impression. One song. One
Yeah.
rendition. I know you have it. I know it's in there.
Oh fuck.
Hold me closer. No, that's Elton John. It's your
No,
turn.
that's
What's that like, old man?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Old man, take a look
Yeah.
at my life.
He sounds like
Something like that.
Neil Young sounds like a witch getting burnt from Castlevania.
Yeah.
I was just watching that today. I was watching that. with
That's what he was. That's what he was going for.
Yeah. Hey, he's living his life. We got 20 votes. What does this say? 95% say yes. All right. We're gonna end the poll. And we're chilling. All right, man. Matt Ushman, you are the barrage. I know when it gets kind of convoluted in here, it's just kind of different to have a, different conversation. But you are the barrage. Thanks for being cool, man. This is your second time on,
fun.
James. This is about your James and Gnome, about 4th or 5th.
I just sneak in here when no one's paying attention.
Should we do it again tomorrow night?
I got the
The same 4 of us.
I'm down.
You good?
I don't get home
Well-
until 9 my time, or what is that? 6 your time.
Should we
So
do it?
yeah, I'm down though.
I don't like putting out streams if I don't put out a Homebrew for Life video. I feel like the morale is up if there's a video from the day before, but this is still fun as shit, man.
Yeah, streams are good shit. Like they're just a good way to kill time if you want to put off making a video.
Yeah, do you guys want to run it back tomorrow night?
Here's
I'm down. Sure.
Oh, yeah,
I'm fine
I
with
got
it,
it.
yeah.
Well, actually, I don't know. Well, if I'm on the chat, I'm down with coming on for sure.
Okay, cool. Okay, that's kind of the golden rule. If you're in the chat, you can come on.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Okay, Matt Ushman.
it gets.
See you tomorrow night.
Yeah. I'm out.
Later,
Thank you, guys.
everybody. Let's get out of here. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
nurse myself and
Sounds
forgive
good.
Guys,
people that care
Thanks,
about
chat.
me. Later, guys.
Thanks
Have
for
a
having
good
me
night.
on.
Hey, thanks.
Later, no, Matt. See you.
see you later, guys.
See ya.
We'll call it 5:30 tomorrow night. Is that cool? Or 5 o'clock tomorrow night?
that's
I'll be a little bit late, but yeah, that sounds good.
I'll get it going. We'll just
Yeah,
come
I'll
in.
hop in when I get home or
Yeah.
whatever. It's fine.
All right, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time.
Okay.
And shout out to the
Yeah.
chat. Thanks for all the love, the comments, the super chatters, the people that subscribe to these gentlemen's channels. And same time tomorrow.
Sounds good.
Later.
All right, East Coasters, go to bed.
Yeah.
Have a good night, guys. Thanks again.
You gotta wait.
See ya.
Take care, guys.
Later.